Hello, good morning, all of you, students and teachers. So I hope you all have joined, and the time is right now. It's 8:59. So we are going to start this session within 5 minutes. Let's wait for other participants to join. गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स, हम अभी ये सेशन स्टार्ट करने वाले हैं. आई होप आप सभी ने ज्वाइन कर लिया होगा. आपने जूम के थ्रू या फिर हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल के थ्रू आप अगर इस लाइव सेशन को देख रहे हैं, तो हम ये सेशन कुछ ही देर में शुरू करेंगे. हमारे साथ जो हमारे और स्टूडेंट्स हैं, टीचर्स हैं, हमारे जो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट स्टेट से जो अभी ये लाइव सेशन अटेंड कर रहे हैं, हम ये विद इन 5 मिनट्स ये सेशन स्टार्ट करेंगे. एंड आज हमारा थर्ड डे है हमारे बूट कैंप का. एंड आई होप आपने लास्ट 2 डेज जो हमने सेशन अटेंड किया है, आपने काफ़ी उसको अच्छे से देखा होगा और उसको आपने प्रैक्टिस भी किया होगा अपने सेशन के बाद में. So students, today is our third day and for the boot camp, and I hope you have attended the last 2 days session. If no, then you can check our previous sessions that is available on YouTube on the same channel, and we will share the links of those recordings of the last 2 days with your respective coordinators or your teacher in charge. And we have covered a lot of things in the previous 2 days on IoT, on microcontrollers, sensors, Arduino. Okay, so I hope if you have not attended the session, I will share the recordings with your respective teachers. So हम ये सेशन स्टार्ट करेंगे विद इन 5 मिनट्स. लेट्स वेट फॉर अदर पार्टिसिपेंट्स टू ज्वाइन. And if you have joined, or if you want to share your ideas or anything else, you can use chat box. आप चैट बॉक्स में अपना कोई भी आइडिया या अपने कुछ क्वेश्चन अगर आप शेयर करना चाहते हैं और यू वांट टू आस्क एनीथिंग, आप यहाँ जूम या फिर यूट्यूब पे लाइव आप वहाँ पे कमेंट कर सकते हैं, सो दैट मैं आपको वहाँ पे आपका आंसर कर पाऊँ. यस, सबसे पहले जो हम शुरू करेंगे हम रिकैप से करेंगे. सो लेट्स वेट फॉर 5 मिनट्स, देन वी विल स्टार्ट एट शार्प 9:05. थैंक यू. So we'll start this session at 9:05. Students, good morning, all of you, those who have joined now. So, yeah, today's our third day for this boot camp, and I hope you have attended the last previous 2 days. If no, you can check the previous sessions on the same channel where you are watching the right now. आपने अगर last के 2 days अगर session attend नहीं किया है, and that is your third day, सो आप पुराने जो हमारे सेशंस थे जिसमें हमने बहुत सारे अलग अलग टॉपिक्स पे हमने कवर किए हैं, लाइक आर्डिनो, आईओटी, माइक्रो कंट्रोलर्स, डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ सेंसर्स, रिवॉल्यूशन, द फोर्थ इंडस्ट्री रिवॉल्यूशन बेसिकली। तो इन सभी के बारे में आप पढ़ सकते हैं, समझ सकते हैं हमारे जो लास्ट 2 डेज के सेशंस थे। हम ट्राई करेंगे कि जो रिकॉर्डिंग्स है हमारी प्रीवियसली विल शेयर विद योर रिसोर्स पर्सन, जो आपके एटी इंचार्ज हैं या हमारे लर्निंग लिंक्स के जो पर्सन जो आपसे कनेक्टेड हैं, हम उनके साथ शेयर कर देंगे, सो दैट आप प्रीवियस 2 डेज के टॉपिक्स सेशंस भी देख सकते हैं। और आज का जो टॉपिक है वो हमारा कम्युनिकेशन है कि हाउ कंप्यूटर कम्युनिकेट विद ईच अदर। सो हम अपना सेशन स्टार्ट करेंगे कुछ ही देर में। लेट्स वेट फॉर अदर पार्टिसिपेंट टू ज्वाइन and then we will begin our today's session. So today is the Thursday. Yes. So I hope you all have joined with your in your lab. आप सभी ने join कर लिया होगा अपने different classes में से। And if you're finding any difficulty या आपको कुछ अगर difficulty लगती है कुछ session से related, तो आप बता सकते हैं, so that we'll try इसको हम और better way में आपको present कर सकें। या आपको अगर sessions में कुछ डाउट्स है या आपको कुछ क्वेश्चन आंसर्स हैं, तो आप डायरेक्टली अपने चैट बॉक्स में हमसे पूछ सकते हैं। So we'll begin the session just in a yes. So I can see there are a lot of participants have joined. Yes. So काफी participants हैं जिन्होंने join कर लिया है. Thank you for marking your attendance in the chat box. Sharda Devi Didi Padu. Thank you so much for marking your attendance, and it's a great. I think if you are sharing your attendance in the chat box, you are marking your presence here in the chat
Sir,
box.
good
I think
morning,
that's a
sir.
great thing. Good morning.
I'm Sharma Devi.
Yeah, good morning. So that's a great thing if you are marking your attendance,
My
or if you are you? I think you are introducing yourself in the chat box also. So you can write your. You introduce yourself basically. आप अपने आप को introduce भी कर सकते हैं chat box में.
yes, exactly. The thing
Yes,
is,
yes.
I want to have one thing concern. If it
Mhm.
is not virtual, it's nice to have good hands-on experience for students. My thing is concern, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I can understand. Yeah, we'll try.
Yeah.
We'll try make it work offline also.
Okay.
Right. First.
That is okay.
Yes.
Thank
First,
you.
we'll
Thanks a lot.
start. Yes. So teachers and students first will try, because it's a software part, right? We are starting with a software part. So we'll try to make it first online, because to show you how you can create your projects on the software. So we'll try to first make it on software. Then definitely when it comes to the hardware part, we'll try to reach out to you. We'll try to reach out at your school, your ATL lab, and we'll do some hands-on activity also. सबसे पहले अभी हम सॉफ्टवेयर के बारे में समझ रहे हैं। तो अभी हम आपको स्क्रीन पे अपना सारा सॉफ्टवेयर कैसे काम करता है, कैसे वर्क करता है ना, तो वो आपको पहले हम वो बताएंगे। देन विल ट्राई कि जैसे ही हमारा थोड़ा सा सिचुएशन ठीक हो जाए और हम जब हार्डवेयर एप्लीकेशन के ऊपर मूव ऑन करना शुरू करें, मतलब जब हमारा हार्डवेयर से रिलेटेड जब हम प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाएं, तो हम ट्राई करेंगे इसको ऑफलाइन भी करवाने का। So I guess the time is 9:05, 9:07 here, and I hope you all have joined and ready to go with our new topic. And before moving to our new topic, because today's topic is communication, how device communicate with each other, how people communicate through their device. लोग आपस में कैसे बात करते हैं अपने कंप्यूटर, अपने लैपटॉप से, या फिर आप अपने मोबाइल लैपटॉप में जो चीज बोलते हैं वो सेकंड पर्सन जो एक अदर प्लेस पे है, अदर एक रीजन में है या एक डिफरेंट स्टेट में है, उसके पास आपकी बात कैसे पहुंच पाती है, आप उसको मैसेज करते हो वो कैसे ट्रांसफर हो पाता है। सो आज वो हम समझेंगे। So how students and teachers, in today's session we are going to understand how computers, mobiles communicate with each other. How, if you are texting a message, if you are sending a voice message, or if you are sending a video or picture, how these data transfers from one place to another, what is the role of internet in this, and how the protocols means the communication device, the companies, those who are providing, who are a service provider, how they are an essential part of the communication. So आज हम ये सीखेंगे, but I guess the all you have joined. So before moving to our today's session, I'm going to recap what we learned in the previous 2 days. All right. So yes. So before moving ahead, Yes, so let's do some recap here, and those I just want to announce once more here. Those who have not joined the previous two sessions, those who are new here in our today's third day, जो आज new students हैं हमारे third day पे, जिन्होंने last के दो sessions miss किए या नहीं join कर पाए because of I think because of any reason. कल एक festival भी था in the north side, so I heard कि most of the schools are they are not working, off थे हमारे schools. तो इफ यू हैव मिस्ड एनीथिंग, आप यूट्यूब पे जाके फिर से उसको चेक कर सकते हैं. वी विल ट्राई कि हम आपके साथ में जो हमारे प्रीवियस 2 डेज के रिकॉर्डिंग्स है हम आपके साथ शेयर करें, सो दैट आप कुछ भी मिस ना करें. जितना भी हमने बेसिक चीजें कवर की हैं रिलेटेड टू आर्डिनो, आईओटी एंड अदर थिंग्स, आप वो अपना कवर कर सकते हैं. So yes, so moving ahead, first I'll start with the Internet of Things, because that's the current topic that we have discussed. Yeah, just a second. So first I'm going to show you how internet is booming. Internet किस तरह से हमारे जो जहाँ हम रह रहे हैं, हमारे कैसे डे टू डे लाइफ में हमारे वो इंटरनेट बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प कर रहा है, राइट. जैसे अभी आप देख रहे हो स्मार्टफोन्स हैं हमारे पास, कंप्यूटर हैं, ऑल आर कनेक्टेड टू द इंटरनेट, राइट. एंड यू नो कि इंटरनेट किस तरह से वर्क करता है. बेसिकली इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइस. विद द हेल्प ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइस वी कैन कम्युनिकेट विद ईच अदर. आपके पास जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स है उसमें हम पूरा का पूरा इंटरनेट हमारा कनेक्टेड है. आइदर इट्स अ मोबाइल फोन, इट्स अ कंप्यूटर, इट्स अ लैपटॉप, और इट्स अ स्मार्ट डिवाइस. जैसे आपने देखा होगा हमारे घर में डिफरेंट डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ स्मार्ट डिवाइसेस आर देयर, है ना. यू हैव हर्ड, यू हैव सीन दैट देयर आर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टाइप काइंड्स ऑफ स्मार्ट डिवाइसेस आर एट आवर होम. आइदर इट्स अ स्मार्ट लॉक. स्मार्ट लॉक मीन्स स्मार्ट लॉक विच इज enabled in our door. आप अपने फिंगरप्रिंट सेंसर्स, अपना फिंगर से ना अपना डोर ओपन कर सकते हैं. You can open your door with the help of your finger. How it's possible? Just because of a sensor. We call it the touch sensor. We can say fingerprint sensor. So you can save, or you can just make your home more secure. आप अपने घर को और ज़्यादा secure बना सकते हो with the help of the smart devices. So how these smart devices work? Because they all are connected with the internet. ये सभी हमारे इंटरनेट से कनेक्टेड हैं, एंड दिस इज हाउ इंटरनेट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू, जो आपको घर को आपको प्रोटेक्ट कर सकता है और अच्छे वे में. Okay, so here I'm showing you some IoT projects, like how IoT is enabled and how IoT works actually in our day-to-day life, or how what is the future of IoT. IoT कैसे काम करता है ना. तो उसके बारे में आपको एक छोटा सा रिकैप मैं आपको देने वाला हूँ. So basically what exactly IoT is? IoT है क्या? It's a network. ये पूरा पूरा एक नेटवर्क है जो हमें दिखाई नहीं देता, because these are the signals. और ये हमारे हर चीज में कनेक्टेड है. अगर आप किसी से बात कर रहे हैं वहां पे इंटरनेट कनेक्ट है. अगर आप कोई पिक्चर क्लिक कर रहे हैं तो उसको आप शेयरिंग भी विद द हेल्प ऑफ इंटरनेट से कर सकते हैं. आप अगर किसी से डेस्कटॉप या मोबाइल या टैबलेट पे कुछ भी वीडियोस ट्रांसफर कर रहे हैं, या आप कोई किसी से बात कर रहे हैं ना, इफ यू आर ट्रांसफरिंग अ डेटा विद द हेल्प ऑफ मोबाइल टैबलेट, you can use internet. But with the help of internet, not only internet is helping you in transferring the data, even with the help of sensors. You can use sensors to take input from the environment. आप सेंसर्स को हेल्प सेंसर का हेल्प ले सकते हैं इन्वायरमेंट में जो भी चीजें हो रही हैं उसका डेटा लेने के लिए. सो बेसिकली सेंसर क्या करता है? डेटा लेता है, और डेटा लेने के बाद नेटवर्क्स को ट्रांसफर कर देता है, एंड नेटवर्क क्या करता है? उसको वो एप्लीकेशन को भेज देता है. I hope this one is clear to you. Sensor, as I already discussed with the previous session, sensor क्या होता है? That takes the data from the environment. जो हमारे environment से हमारा डेटा लेता है. डेटा कैसा? कुछ भी हो सकता है. डेटा can be anything, either heat, either smell, either any solid, to detect solid object, है ना. कोई भी चीज डेटा हो सकती है, चाहे वो हीट है, चाहे वो स्मेल है, टेम्परेचर है. तो ये सब डेटा होते हैं जो हम इन्वायरमेंट से लेते हैं. And that sensor, what it do? Sensor converts that data into signals. तो सेंसर क्या करता है? सेंसर डेटा को जो भी उसने कलेक्ट किया अपने एनवायरनमेंट से, उसको वो डेटा के फॉर्म में कलेक्ट करता है. और नेटवर्क, नेटवर्क मींस जियो नेटवर्क, आइडिया नेटवर्क, है ना, एयरटेल, दीज आर द नेटवर्क प्रोवाइडर्स. So sensor sends the data to the network providers, and network provider sends the data to the application. Application means either it can be a form of LCD, मोबाइल फोन, टैबलेट, कंप्यूटर. एप्लीकेशन क्या होता है? जैसे कि एक LCD हो सकता है, टीवी हो सकता है, रेडियो, जहाँ पे आप आउटपुट देख रहे हो. ठीक है. दिस इज हाउ इंटरनेट IoT वर्क्स. नाउ if I says about IoT in depth, right, there's a lot of applications. So you can see there are some smart devices without touch. You can you can use your these devices. So here I'm going to show some more features about the IoT in the smart city. Either it's in the form of energy, in the form of technology. हर जगह पे हमारा data use होता है. All right. So yes. So I'm going to show you some more examples. Have you ever seen these kind of technologies? आपने कभी ऐसी technology देखी है टीवीज में, मूवीज में या डिस्कवरी चैनल पे और any other channel? Have you ever seen these kind of features? Have you ever seen these kind of features in the movies or in the in the web, in the series, in the channels? Like there's a car, and that car detects all the things. It detects the outside temperature. It detects the distance between the location where you have to, you know, where you have to go. So पूरा का पूरा आपका कार सब कुछ बताएगा. All right, where is the cafe, where is the cinema theater, where is the children park? So all it can detect just because of internet, because this car is enabled with all the smart sensors. All right, so just a second.
Your car can now provide the shortest route with less congestion. Not only that, the integrated sensors in the car alerts you about mechanical assistance. You also have the access to automatic temperature control, and not to forget, in case you're tired or weary, the car becomes self-driven since it comes with an accident prevention system. As you're driving, you see the smart farms through your window. Farmers are happier thanks to IoT, which helped them with better yield and provided more efficiency than ever. You might wonder how. With the help of systems like autonomous self-driving tractors, adaptive irrigation systems, soil health monitoring, and animal welfare monitoring systems, this is possible. You also see smart factories which use IIoT, that is, Industrial Internet of Things. With the help of analytics and automation systems, IIoT helps in tracking goods in real time, inventory management, automated delivery system, and much more. Now you're returning home from office. Your car can park itself automatically. Your fingerprint, voice, or even your smartphone is enough to control all home appliances.
So you have heard when you are going to visit at your home, automatically all the smart device will activate and it will automatically work for you. ये आपके लिए काम करेंगे. आपको कुछ नहीं करना, ऑटोमेटिकली लाइट्स ऑन हो जाएंगे, ऑटोमेटिकली गेट्स आपके ओपन हो जाएंगे. ओके, जस्ट बिकॉज देयर इज अ सेंसर इन योर मोबाइल फोन दैट सेंड्स द सिग्नल. आपके मोबाइल फोन पे एक सेंसर होगा जो एक सिग्नल सेंड करेगा दैट यू हैव अराइव्ड, आप अपने घर पहुंच गए हैं. और जैसे ही आप घर पहुंचेंगे, सो टेम्परेचर ऑटोमेटिकली, जो रूम टेम्परेचर है वो ऑटोमेटिकली आपके हिसाब से चेंज हो जाएगा. ऑटोमेटिकली लाइट्स आपकी ऑन ऑफ हो जाएंगी जस्ट बिकॉज बिकॉज ऑफ आईओटी. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ आईओटी इज चेंजिंग द वर्ल्ड. अगर आप कोई म्यूजिक सुनना चाहते हैं तो आपको कुछ नहीं करना है. आपको कोई प्ले स्टोर पे जाके कोई आपने कोई एप्लीकेशन या कोई म्यूजिक स्टार्ट नहीं करना. जस्ट आप बोलें और वो ऑटोमेटिक स्टार्ट हो जाए. सो इसी तरह से आईओटी का बहुत जगह अलग अलग यूज है. आप इसको हेल्थ सेक्टर में यूज कर सकते हैं, आप इसको ऑटोमोटिव इंडस्ट्री में यूज कर सकते हैं. ओके.
Possibly the fourth way will be the Internet of Everything, or IoE, which would encompass all physical things, processes, data, and people through wearables and surgically implanted sensors.
Can you see this part? Basically, this technology is called augmented reality. You can see the complete interface on your hand. Okay, so this is the upcoming technology which you can use on your hand. Like जैसे आप देख रहे हैं ना, ये भी एक नई टेक्नोलॉजी है जिसको आप ऑगमेंटेड रियलिटी बोलते हैं. यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि आपके सामने पूरा का पूरा डिस्प्ले आपको दिखाई देगा और आप उसको चेंज भी कर सकते हैं जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट. सो इस तरह से हमारा जो चेंज होता जा रहा है हमारा टेक्नोलॉजी में. Yes.
Unlike IoT, which focuses only on physical devices, change is the only constant, and the world will never be the same with the growth of ubiquitous connectivity. And IoT is sure to change the way billions of people live their lives today.
So I hope you understand about the IoT कि IoT किस तरह से वर्क करता है. Let's discuss IoT's application actually. एप्लीकेशन क्या है IoT की? जैसे आप यहाँ पे पिक्चर में देख पा रहे हैं, आप स्मार्ट ग्लासेस, एक ऐसे वेयरेबल ग्लासेस आने वाले हैं हमारे इसमें हमारे कंट्री में, जहाँ पे आपको जस्ट को पहनना है एंड इट कैन डिटेक्ट द एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन लाइक वेयर यू वांट टू गो. और हैव यू एवर यूज्ड स्टूडेंट्स दैट गूगल मैप? I think you have used the Google Map. In Google Map, you have seen कि whenever you want to visit any store or any place, you can just search on the Google Map. It shows the exact location, how much it far from you. आपके घर से कितना दूर है कोई भी लोकेशन. आप सिनेमा थिएटर, आप कैफे या कोई बुक शॉप, आप कहीं भी जाना चाहते हो तो आप गूगल मैप पे सर्च करते हैं. बट विद द हेल्प ऑफ IoT, आपके इस ग्लासेस में ही आपको सब कुछ बताएगा कि आपसे, आप जिस भी लोकेशन पे खड़े हैं ना, आप जिस लोकेशन पे आप हैं अभी, वहां पे कौन कौन सा स्टोर है, स्टोर में क्या क्या मिलता है, सब आपको आपके ग्लासेस के अंदर दिखाई देगा. So you can check all the things that are available on your neighborhood, what exactly you are searching for. So it can be, it's shown on your this glass. So this is how IoT is enabled in all the smart tech devices. Okay, so I'm going to show you some few more examples on IoT. Uh, this one. So just a second. So this is how internet is connected. This is basically shown for the internet, like all the mobiles, all the mobile phones, all the appliances, home appliances, all the industrial, all are connected with internet. So they are continuously, they are sending the data. वो हमेशा अपना data send करते रहते हैं. Either वो कोई भी road transport system है, either it's airways flights हैं, या फिर कोई गेमिंग मॉड्यूल है, गेमिंग कोई सेक्टर है ना. तो हर कोई इंटरनेट से आपस में कनेक्टेड है. तो दे ऑल आर ट्रांसफरिंग द डेटा कॉन्टिन्यूसली. ट्रांसफरिंग द डेटा कॉन्टिन्यूसली मीन्स दे आर सेंडिंग अ ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ डेटा. वो बहुत सारा डेटा कॉन्टिन्यूस 24 आवर्स एक दूसरे को सेंड करते हैं, सो दैट हमें लाइव ट्रैक कर सकते हैं कि क्या एक्चुअल में चल रहा है. अगर आप कोई चीज मॉनिटर करना चाहते हैं, लेट सपोज एक गैस पाइप है और है ना, इट इज अ gas pipe and you are sitting at your office and you want to check the gas pipe is working correctly, the pressure is okay. आप अगर चेक करना चाहते हैं गैस पाइप के अंदर जो गैस है, वो प्रेशर है उसका, वो प्रॉपरली काम कर रहा है, कहीं से लीकेज तो नहीं है, जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ विद द हेल्प ऑफ सेंसर्स you can track that everything is fine or not. Okay, with the help of sensor means there's a sensor, we call it pressure sensor. Pressure sensor क्या करता है, it detects the pressure inside the pipe. प्रेशर सेंसर प्रेशर चेक करता है पाइप के अंदर. अगर वो प्रेशर इज कांस्टेंट, जितना प्रेशर होना चाहिए अगर उतना है, दैट मींस एवरीथिंग इज ओके. बट अगर प्रेशर सेंसर डिटेक्ट करता है कि प्रेशर जितना हमें चाहिए उतना नहीं है, थोड़ा सा कम है, दैट मींस देयर इज समथिंग, है ना. सो मिस हैपनिंग विल बी देयर. सो उसको ठीक करने के लिए हमारा सेंसर डेटा सेंड करता है टू द यूजर. Okay, so sensor always checks ki is the pressure bar is constant or not. If it's not constant in the pipeline, then it sends the signal to the far away person who is sitting in the lab or in the industry. And then if the pressure is not constant, then the person will check and then it will make it correct ki sab kuch theek hai ya nahi hai. So this is how everything is connected to the internet. Now why we have used internet, we can use Bluetooth also, we can use any other transmitting data. Okay, but the thing is if you want to use Bluetooth, अगर आप Bluetooth use करना चाहते हैं data send करने के लिए, if you want to use Bluetooth to send the data, then Bluetooth is having some range. It can be work in nearly 10 to 20 meter. ओके, ब्लूटूथ हमारा 10 टू 20 ही मीटर वर्क करता है, उससे ज्यादा दूर हम डेटा नहीं ट्रांसफर कर सकते. और इफ यू वांट टू यूज RFID is also sorry, radio frequency transmitting device means transmit and receiver. If you want to use transmitter for the same to transmit the data, it has some limitations. अगर आप सेम डेटा को ट्रांसमीटर या रिसीवर की हेल्प से सेंड करना चाहते हैं तो उसमें कुछ लिमिटेशन है. बट विद द हेल्प ऑफ इंटरनेट इट इम्प्रूव्स द क्वालिटी. आप लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस तक भी अपना डेटा ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं. जैसे आप यहाँ देख पा रहे हैं, यहाँ पे सब कुछ, चाहे वो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सिस्टम है, इट्स अ हेल्थ सिस्टम, हम सभी जगह इंटरनेट यूज कर रहे हैं बिकॉज इट्स मोर रिलायबल. और यहाँ पे आप विद इन लेस टाइम यू कैन ट्रांसफर मोर करेक्ट डेटा. So that's the advantage. And in today's topic, we are also going to learn about the communication protocols. What are the communication, how data transfer, ये जो data transfer हो रहा है ये कैसे transfer होता है, how machines get the exact data. अगर हमारा data loss हो जाता है तो वो कैसे loss होता है, that we are going to learn understand in today's topic. Okay, so moving ahead, you can see on my screen there are conditions. Actually, this traffic system is actually telling about the weather, about this congestion की अभी जो traffic system है वो कैसा है, all clear or not. If the traffic is all clear, आप यहाँ देख रहे हैं traffic हमारा all clear है, तो ये कैमरा है ये हमारा एक सिग्नल सेंड करता है all clear का through the ट्रांसमिटिंग डिवाइस। तो ये एक हमारा पोल है जिसमें सभी कैमरास अपना डेटा ट्रांसफर कर रहे हैं। सो इट दिस कैमरा एक्ट एज अ सेंसर। दिस कैमरा एक्ट एज अ सेंसर, ये सेंसर की तरह काम कर रहा है। इट sees the path is clear, everything is clear, then it sends a data to the main transmitter. Then this transmitter collect the whole data from this road. It collects the whole data, ये इस रोड का सारा डेटा कलेक्ट करेगा और इसको सेंड करेगा टू द इंटरनेट, मीन्स टू द क्लाउड। It sends the data, it's compile the data and sends the complete data to the cloud. And after compiling, this cloud sends the data to the main server. Main server means this is the main server. I'll show you. So this is the internet. Through internet, it's sent the signal to the this city traffic camera system. So then after city traffic camera system, they send the complete data to the city transportation system, and city transportation system sends the data to the local this particular area. So basically कैसे काम करता है, यहाँ से डेटा कलेक्ट होता है, अगर सब कुछ क्लियर है तो वो इंटरनेट की हेल्प से इस रिसीवर को सेंड करेगा, एंड ये रिसीवर अगेन ये डेटा आगे ट्रांसफर करता है, एंड ये देन दे सेंड द डेटा टू दिस पार्ट। मीन्स यहाँ के लोगों को पता लग जाता है कि यहाँ का डेटा, यहाँ का पाथ क्लियर है, देन अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट दे विल वर्क। So this is how everything is connected to the internet. Not only this, अगर आप बात करते हैं एयरपोर्ट सिस्टम की, तो एयरपोर्ट सिस्टम में भी कुछ इस तरह से वर्क होता है। All the cameras sending continuously data to the each other, and then according to that हमारा जो सिस्टम है सब वर्क करता है। अगर कुछ एक्सीडेंट हो जाए, लेट सपोज देयर विल बी एन एक्सीडेंट, तो हमारा उस कैमरास को डिटेक्ट कर लेगा। इट विल डिटेक्ट द एक्सीडेंट एंड इट विल सेंड अ सिग्नल। Okay, it will send us, it sends a signal to the main cloud system or to the main transportation system, and then they will take an action like what they have to do, like they have to call ambulance or they have to call any fire brigade according to that. Okay, so this is how work. In the same way, you can see everything. If I talk, all the computer, all the airport system, or everything is connected to the internet. सो दिस हेल्प्स टू लाइक हमारा जो टाइम है उससे बचता है। पहले क्या होता था, एक्सीडेंट होता था, हमें पता नहीं चलता था कहीं एक्सीडेंट हुआ है, एंड इट विल टेक मच टाइम फॉर द एम्बुलेंस ऑल्सो, वहां पे पहुंचना, उसको फर्स्ट एड देना। बट विद द हेल्प ऑफ इंटरनेट हमारा जो टाइम है वो बहुत सेव हो गया, एंड सडनली क्विक रिस्पॉन्स आता है अगर कुछ भी ऐसी मिस हैपनिंग होती है। सो दैट्स द यूज ऑफ इंटरनेट, एंड या। So now moving ahead, let's start with our new topic, that is communication module. So yes, so any one of you from you want to ask anything from the previous sessions, like what we did in the previous 2 days. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll start with our new topic, that is communication. Yes. You can use chat box also. If you want, you can use chat box. आप अपना chat box भी use कर सकते हैं अगर आपको कुछ पुराने doubts हैं। And then हम फिर अपना आज का नया topic start करेंगे, that is communication, how device communicate with each other, कैसे वो communicate कर पाते हैं, कैसे हम data transfer कर पाते हैं। So any one of you want to ask or share anything, you can. Otherwise, we'll move to our next topic. Yes, if you are using YouTube, if you are on YouTube Live, you can ask over there also. Okay, so yes, so I think no doubts right now. So students and teachers, let's understand with first with the evolution or how data communicate, how all they work together. So I'm going to share my screen, just a second. I hope now my screen, yes, it's visible. I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a minute. Yes. So no doubt still now. So basically, let's understand what is communication module, how communication works. So what do you understand by communication? Students, you can use your chat box also if you want to share what exactly a communication. What do you mean by communication? Communication क्या होता है? अगर आपको पता है तो आप चैट बॉक्स में आप अपने आंसर्स भी कर सकते हैं कि कम्युनिकेशन क्या है. So communication means when two people or connect with each other, they transfer their data either in the form of any language, either in the form of English, वो अपना जो in the Hindi, in the Telugu or in the any other Chinese, Japanese. तो कम्युनिकेशन क्या होता है? जब भी कोई दो डिवाइस आपस में बात करते हैं, वो किसी भी लैंग्वेज में बात कर सकते हैं. वो हिंदी, इंग्लिश, तमिल, चाइनीज, जापानीज, किसी भी लैंग्वेज में जब बात करते हैं, वो आपस में कम्युनिकेट करते हैं. दैट इज कॉल्ड कम्युनिकेशन. अब हम समझेंगे कि कम्युनिकेशन मॉड्यूल क्या होता है. आपस में जो डिवाइस कनेक्ट एक दूसरे से बात करते हैं, तो वो किस किस डिवाइसेस के हेल्प से बात कर पाते हैं. विल अंडरस्टैंड हाउ दीज डिवाइसेस कम्युनिकेट विद ईच अदर. वो आपस में है ना, हाउ दे कैन कम्युनिकेट विद ईच अदर. व्हाट आर द मेन हब्स, व्हाट आर द डिवाइसेस दैट कनेक्ट विद बोथ ऑफ देम विद ईच अदर. सो विल अंडरस्टैंड. So in today's agenda, we are going to understand first about the data communication. Then we are going to understand about the real-time communication module. Real-time means the live communication. Okay, then we'll understand about RF and Bluetooth, radio frequencies and Bluetooth modules. What are radio frequency modules? What are Bluetooth modules? So, and then at the last, we'll do some activity. So, first begin with communication. So communication is defined as a process in which more than one computer transfer information, instruction to each other and for sharing resources. Or in other words, communication is a process in act in which we can receive our data. So basically students, communication क्या होता है? जहाँ पे just a second. Yes. So communication basically क्या होता है? जहाँ पे हम हमारे जो डिवाइस है, हमारे कंप्यूटर, वो आपस में एक दूसरे से कनेक्टेड है. Computers मतलब जैसे आपके in your school lab you have seen that a lot of computers are connected with each other, and when you sends a command and you can see all the computer shows the same thing. अगर आप कोई पिक्चर ओपन करते हैं अपने कंप्यूटर लैब में, तो आपने देखा होगा जो हमारे कंप्यूटर इंचार्ज होते हैं, उन्होंने कंप्यूटर कुछ इस तरह से कनेक्ट किया हुआ है कि अगर आप एक कंप्यूटर पे कुछ कमांड दोगे तो सारे कंप्यूटर्स में आपको सेम चीज दिखाई देगा. That is just because of the connections. Okay, so in today's session, in today's topic, we are going to understand how these devices connect with each other. ये आपस में कैसे connect होती हैं और कैसे work करती हैं. Okay, so there are a lot of methods by which the computers are connected. बहुत सारे methods हैं जिसमें हमें समझेंगे कि हमारे computers, हमारे जो device हैं, वो कैसे आपस में connect होते हैं. मतलब wireless या wireless के through या फिर wired के through. तो उन सब के बारे में समझेंगे. वायर क्या होता है, वायरलेस क्या होता है, उसके बारे में भी हम समझेंगे. तो फर्स्ट विल अंडरस्टैंड बाय डेटा. व्हाट इज डेटा? सो डेटा इज बेसिकली आई विल शो यू. इट्स जस्ट अ पीस ऑफ व्हाट वी से, इट्स जस्ट अ पीस ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन. ओके, आपने कुछ बात करी, आप कुछ टाइप कर रहे हो, यू विल सेंड समथिंग, यू विल टाइप समथिंग, व्हेन यू क्लिक एंटर, a piece of data from your end, from your side, will transmit to the in the internet, and then after processing, the second person, the receiver, will receive the same data that you have sent. So डेटा क्या होता है? आप कुछ भी पिक्चर भेजते हो, वीडियो भेजते हो, या आप कुछ टेक्स्ट करते हो, टाइप करते हो, तो जो भी आप सेंड कर रहे हो, यू आर द सेंडर, यू आर द फर्स्ट पर्सन. एंड व्हेन यू सेंड ऑल दिस डेटा इनटू टू द इंटरनेट, एंड आफ्टर प्रोसेसिंग, प्रोसेस करने के बाद, वो हमारा जो यूजर होता है, जो सेकंड पर्सन होता है जिसके पास हमें डेटा भेजना है, उनको हमारा वीडियो, हमारा पिक्चर, हमारा जो भी आपने लिखा है, वो सब उनके पास पहुंच जाएगा. सो दैट इज द पीस ऑफ डेटा इंफॉर्मेशन जो हम सेंड करते हैं. Okay, so to make it understand better, I'll show you first evolution of communication. Communication कैसे start हुआ था? I'll show you how communication started from the early age.
Hi friends, I am Joy.
And I am Jennifer.
Welcome to the world of communication.
So, today we are going to show you the evolution of communication.
What differentiates human from animals is the way we communicate with each other. Here we will show you a brief history of how communication system evolved. The whole journey of communication started with the caveman. The cavemen used to gather around fire to discuss their day-to-day activities. We can compare this to modern-day social networking sites such as Facebook. The one sudden day they decided to record their activities or knowledge. The cavemen then started to inscribing on the caves. We can compare this to modern-day blogging. The problem with this communication method was it was localized. When people started moving out of the cave, long-distance communication became very important.
Smoke signal. This was the first long-distance communication. It was used in Northern America where each tribe has its own signaling system. A smoke from top of the hill signified danger. Smoke signal was also used in ancient China. The soldiers stationed at the Great Wall would alert for danger using smoke signal from towers.
So basically, it shows कि in the early time they use smoke as a signal. पुराने टाइम पे वो धुआं जो होता है, जो हमारे फायर आग से आता है, वो उसको यूज कर सकते हैं एज अ सिग्नल के लिए। जैसे उनको लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस में कुछ बताना हो, तो उनको कुछ अगर कहीं से ना, अर्ली टाइम में क्या होता था कि डेवलपमेंट इतना ज्यादा नहीं था, एंड दे इफ दे वांट टू सेंड एनी सिग्नल दे यूज द स्मोक, वो फायर का यूज करते थे टू सेंड, टू कुछ बताने के लिए जो पर्सन बहुत दूर है। ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ दे स्टार्टेड। देन दे यूज्ड पिजन, उन्होंने कबूतर पिजन का यूज किया अपने मैसेजेस भेजने के लिए, अपने सिग्नल्स को भेजने के लिए। अगर जो हमारे एंशियंट टाइम में जो हमारे सोल्जर्स थे, द पीपल दो आर ना इन द एंशियंट टाइम, दे यूज पिजन फॉर कम्युनिकेशन। दे जस्ट राइट ऑन द पेपर एंड दे सेंड्स टू द थ्रू द पिजन। Okay, so this is how they communicate. Then there are a lot of evolution come, बहुत ज्यादा changes हुए, अलग अलग टाइप की चीजें आई, जैसे न्यूज़पेपर, paper, letters. So these are kind of
Semaphore
communications.
flag. Semaphore
So
during the late
uh,
19th century.
so in this video you can see कि कैसे हमारा communication हुआ, how we have evaluate how this the changes done. Then Morse code, this is also a part of communication where you use Morse code to understand what exactly we want to communicate. So this is how हमारा जो धीरे धीरे चीजें चेंज होती गई, टेक्नोलॉजी आती गई। Then comes radio. So radio is basically, I think you know about radio, it sends the audio transmission. If you want to send something from one place to another, you can use with the help of radio signals, you can transfer your audio actually through radio part. So this is how radio invent. Then there are a lot of technologies come in our century, जहाँ पे हमने देखा कि इतनी सारे कितने ना वर्ल्ड वॉर के टाइम पे भी हमने बहुत सारे कम्युनिकेशन मॉड्यूल्स यूज किए थे। सो देन कम्स टेलीफोन। टेलीफोन इज अ ग्रेट बूम। जब से टेलीफोन आया है, आपने देखा होगा बहुत ज्यादा हमारी इंडस्ट्री इतनी चेंज हो गई है, बिकॉज with the help of telephone, not only you can send the audio part, but gradually we are able to send the picture part, the text part, then the video part, and then live video streaming. Because in the early time when mobile phone introduced, when in the early time when mobile phone introduced, a landline phone introduced, only rich people can afford this one, because landline was the first invention by Graham Bell. So when the landline phone introduced, landline device introduced, only you can send only the voice data. But as you have seen, जब हमारा लैंडलाइन फोन आया, धीरे धीरे टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज होते गया, एडवांसमेंट आता गया। लैंडलाइन के बाद हमारे सेलुलर फोन्स आए, जहाँ पे हम टेक्स्ट मैसेज भी सेंड कर सकते थे। फिर धीरे धीरे आपने देखा कि टेक्स्ट मैसेज के बाद वी कैन सेंड द pictures, after the pictures we can send the photos. So this is how technology is increasing, the communication part is improving day by day better. तो ऐसे हमारा communication part भी improve होता गया better way में। So now not only India, if you are in India and you want to connect with any other country, आप इंडिया में हैं और आप वर्ल्ड के किसी अदर कंट्री से कनेक्ट होना चाहते हैं, किसी अलग कॉन्टिनेंट के अलग कंट्री से कनेक्ट होना चाहते हैं, तो you can easily connect. So this is the evolution basically from sending a signal, from the flames of the fire to the device or to the smart that telephone. एक फायर वाले से हम जो धुआं होता था उससे सिग्नल भेजते थे पहले, और वहां से हम एक मोबाइल फोन और हमारे टेलीफोन पे हम जो स्विच करें, दैट इज कॉल्ड द जर्नी, दैट इज द जर्नी फ्रॉम द अर्ली एज टू द नाउ टू द करंट पीरियड. Okay, so this is how communication changes from 1G, 2G, 3G. I think you have heard these names, 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, and up now the latest is 5G. In China and another countries, they are using the 5th generation, because G means, G symbolizes the generation, like we are in the 5th generation. Okay, so this is the technologies generation where we have converted from wired to the wireless. Wired to the wireless means Firstly, we are connected with each other through wire, through the, if I talks about the landline telephone, on the landline telephone are connected with the wire. If I says about the television, all the televisions are connected. In the previous time, all the televisions are connected to the wire. But nowadays you have seen each one of we have the मोबाइल फोन, हम सभी सभी के पास में मोबाइल फोन आ गया है। पहले हमारे पास एक लोकल डिवाइस होता था जो हमारा वायर से कनेक्टेड होता था, चाहे वो टेलीफोन है वो टीवी है। बट नाउ अडेज all of us have a Tata Sky D2H, you know, where there is no need of wire. We can receive the signals directly from the satellite. हम सभी के घर में आज के टाइम पे टाटा स्काई D2H डिश है जिससे हम डायरेक्टली सैटेलाइट से सिग्नल यूज ले सकते हैं। सो दैट इज अ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, वी हैव स्विच्ड फ्रॉम वायर टू वायरलेस। हम वैसे ही वायर से वायरलेस चीजों के ऊपर मूव ऑन करते जा रहे हैं। ओके, सो दिस इज द बेसिकली कम्युनिकेशन पार्ट, कि कैसे हम जो वायर से कनेक्टेड थे अब हम विद द हेल्प ऑफ इंटरनेट हम विद वायरलेस चीजों पे मूव कर रहे हैं। ओके, so this is all about the evolution of communication. Now if I talks about the data here, अब data क्या होता है, कैसे वर्क करता है, उसके बारे में आपको मैं थोड़ा सा बताता हूँ। I'll explain you how data work and exactly how na. So first of all, if I says we have two things. The first is the sender. Let's suppose there is a person, let's suppose there is a device, it's either it's a mobile phone, it's a laptop or anything. It can be anything. It can be a mobile phone or it is a, like suppose this device is in India. Okay, here is a इंडिया। अब ये इंडिया में एक डिवाइस है, अब ये कुछ भी हो सकता है, इट कैन बी एनीथिंग, इट कैन बी अ मोबाइल फोन, इट कैन बी अ लैपटॉप, it can be anything, like any transmitting device. If I will take an example, okay, and there is another country that is USA. Okay, at the same time उसी टाइम पे USA में भी they have a device, and this device can be anything. It can be a mobile phone, it can be a laptop, okay, or it can be a television, it can be a radio, anything, कुछ भी हो सकता है। Okay, now how these two peoples communicate with each other, how these two people, this is the India and this is the USA. Suppose there are two person. Okay, now how these two persons communicate with each other? So to communicate with each other, they need a intermediator. Okay, they need a intermediator, means they need a person that helps them to communicate with each other. इन दोनों को, इंडिया और यूएसए में अगर कोई दो पीपल हैं, इनको आपस में बात करनी है, आपस में कुछ डेटा ट्रांसफर करना है, either in the any form, either they are connecting with each other with a WhatsApp, with a Facebook, with a telephonic, है ना, वो अपने आपस में बात करना चाहते हैं with the help of WhatsApp, Facebook या फिर कोई भी मीडियम से वो बात करना चाहते हैं आपस में, तो वो कैसे कर सकते हैं? सो देयर इज अ पर्सन दैट वी कॉल, दैट इज द इंटरमीडिएट पर्सन हियर। इसकी ही मदद से ये आपस में बात कर पाते हैं। They can connect with each other with the help of this intermediate. Now how it is possible? So अब let's suppose if the person who is in India, कोई person है जो इंडिया में है, उनको अपना डेटा ट्रांसफर करना है to the USA person, तो सबसे पहले वो क्या करेंगे? Either वो दो चीजों में बात कर सकते हैं, either in the form of text, वो टेक्स्ट कर सकते हैं, टेक्स्ट मीन्स व्हाट्सएप पे बात कर सकते हैं, है ना, या किसी भी चीज में इन द टेक्स्ट, और इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वीडियो, और इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पिक्चर, और इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वॉइस। ओके, सो दीज आर द थिंग्स जिसके हेल्प से वो बात कर सकते हैं। दे कैन टॉक विद ईच अदर विद द हेल्प ऑफ टेक्स्ट, with the help of video, with the help of picture, or with the help of voice. Similarly, the person who is in USA, जो person USA में है, they can also text, they can also communicate with each other with the help of text, with the help of video, with the help of picture, or with the help of voice. Now they have the option, they have the four options. Okay, but how to transfer data? अब इसे कैसे ट्रांसफर करेंगे? So let's suppose if the person who want to communicate with the USA person with the help of text, he will type the message. अगर उसको बात करनी है तो वो मैसेज टाइप करेगा, या वीडियो भेज सकता है, या पिक्चर, या फिर वॉइस मैसेज। लाइक वॉइस मैसेज मतलब कॉल, तो कुछ भी वो किसी भी मेथड से वो बात करना चाहता है। तो फर्स्ट ही इज अ सेंडर, ओके, ही इज अ sender because he is sending the messages and he is the receiver. Okay, let's suppose इन्होंने सबसे पहले किया तो he is the sender और इन्होंने receive करना है तो he is the receiver. So first the sender sends the data to the mediator person. He will send the data to this intermediate person and this intermediate person sends the data to the receiver part. Okay, so this is how data, he sends the data actually. तो वो डेटा सेंड करेगा, इसको हम डेटा बोलते हैं. तो दीज आर द डेटा, वी कॉल दिस डेटा. Okay, so data can be in any form. It can be in the form of text, video, picture, or voice. So the user, the sender sends the data to this person, and this intermediate person checks कि all the data is accurate. कुछ मिस तो नहीं हुआ है, जो भी इन्होंने यहाँ से भेजा है वो बिल्कुल accurate, जो यहाँ से भेजा था वो यहाँ पे मिल गया. So this is how it work, and then it sends the data to the this part. Okay, and then if this person want to send anything, then it sends to the first to the intermediate person, and then it this intermediate person sends the data to the this person. So this is how it works. Okay, so this is basically a communication protocol, like how communication work. So in the same way, you can see in my picture, this is the data part, this is the source part, and this is the destination part. And these public telephone network, these are the intermediate parts that helps. Now communication channel, there are a lot of communication channels. Either it can be in the form of wire, either it can be in the form of wireless. If you want to connect two devices together, you can use a hub, we call it modem. With the help of wires, you can connect these two devices together. Or there's a one more advanced technology, we call it wireless system, where you can connect your two devices wirelessly. Wireless matlab either in the form of Bluetooth, either in the form of Wi-Fi, either in the form of internet, either in the form of radio frequency. There are lot of methods, बहुत सारे methods हैं जहाँ पे आप अपने device को connect कर सकते हैं आपस में. आप उसको विदाउट वायर भी कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं और वायर की हेल्प से भी कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. बट सबके अपने अपने रोल्स हैं. लाइक इफ यू आर यूजिंग अ वायर और यूजिंग अ वायरलेस, किसी का नेटवर्क फास्ट होता है, किसी में डेटा एक्यूरेसी ज्यादा होती है, मतलब प्रॉपर डेटा पहुंच पाता है, किसी में डेटा मिस हो जाता है. तो सबके अपने अपने roles हैं. All have their own roles. Okay, now understand about first what is wireless transmission and wire transmission. तो wire transmission means where we are using a wire. Wire transmission क्या होता है, जहाँ पे हम wire use करते हैं. तो wire can be anything, twisted pair cable, unshielded twisted pair, कोएक्सियल. आपने ये वायर्स अपने टीवी टेलीविजन में देखे भी होंगे, बहुत डिफरेंट डिफरेंट काइंड के वायर्स आते हैं और हम वायर की हेल्प से ही डेटा ट्रांसफर करते हैं. इन द सेम वे we are, if I talks about wireless transmission, अगर मैं wireless transmission के बारे में बात करता हूँ, then there are lot of kinds of wireless transmission. बहुत तरह के wireless transmission है, जैसे microwave, radio, satellite communication, Wi-Fi, mobile communication, radar frequency, Bluetooth technology, GPS. तो ये हमारे wireless हैं. यहाँ पे हमें wire की need नहीं होती, हम just अपना data transfer करते हैं in the air और हम उसको receive करते हैं. We can send the data in the air and we can receive the data again on the same time. So it saves much time in transmission. And side by side, in the wire communication, you need a lot of wires to connect the device with each other. But here in the wireless, no need to connect devices because it's a wireless technology. So here I'll show you I'll show you just a second what is wireless channel communication.
In this video, we are going to talk about communication channels which are used in computer networks. Now we know a computer network is a group of computers linked to each other that enables the computer to communicate with each other and share their resources, data, and applications. Now these computers are linked to each other with different types of communication channels. These communication channels are also known as communication media or transmission media, and it is a path that connects the sender and receiver for transmission of information over a network. At a broad level, the communication channels are divided into two types: guided media and unguided media. Guided media.
So students, you have seen, आपने यहाँ देखा कि we have two kinds of communication channel. The first one is the guided media and the second is unguided media. A guided media means twisted cable. Okay, so just a second.
Examples of unguided media are microwave, broadcast radio, cellular radio, infrared, and communication satellites. Let's take a look at various guided media in detail. First is twisted pair wire. It has data transmission speed between 10 Mbps to 10 Gbps. It is most popular and is used as communication media in LAN and local telephone lines. It can carry voice and data signals. Signals are transmitted using copper pair wires which are insulated by plastic that have been physically twisted together. The
So,
wires are twisted
uh,
together.
so you have seen these are kind of wires, and I guess you have seen these kind of wires at your home. आपने अपने घर में अपने लैंड फोन में जो हमारे लैंडलाइन फोन्स होते हैं आपने वो कुछ इस तरह की वायर्स देखी होंगी. So if we use these kind of wires, actually what is the difference actually for these wires? क्या मेन हमारा डिफरेंस आता है इनको यूज करने में? अगर हम बात करते हैं वायरलेस
Hello,
कम्युनिकेशन की,
in this video,
यस,
we are
अगर हम बात करते हैं वायरलेस कम्युनिकेशन और वायर्ड कम्युनिकेशन की, इट टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ मनी, है ना? इफ यू वांट टू कनेक्ट टू डिवाइस टुगेदर, इफ यू वांट टू कनेक्ट, लेट्स सपोज आई विल टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ योर कंप्यूटर लैब. मैं आपके कंप्यूटर लैब का एग्जांपल लेता हूं. लेट्स सपोज देयर आर 20 computers in your lab. Now if you want to connect those 20 computers together, आपके लैब में 20 computers हैं और आप 20 computers को कनेक्ट करना चाहते हैं आपस में, so आपको बहुत सारा वायर का जरूरत होगा. You need a lot of wires. Now to purchase this wire, it takes a lot of money. उतने सारे वायर्स को कनेक्ट करने के लिए हमें बहुत ज्यादा पैसा का जरूरत पड़ता है. सो टू एंड वन मोर थिंग, कभी कभी क्या होता है कि जब हम अपने वायर से सारे कंप्यूटर को कनेक्ट करते हैं और जब हमारा वायर में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है, आइदर वो ब्रेक हो जाता है या कोई भी इसको कोई माउस से उसे कट कर देता है, तो क्या होता है, हमारा प्रॉपर डेटा ट्रांसफर नहीं होता है ना स्टूडेंट्स. समटाइम वी हैव सीन व्हेन वी कनेक्ट ऑल द कंप्यूटर्स with the coaxial cable or with the any wired cable, and what happens sometimes, first it takes a lot of money for installation. It takes a lot of money to connect all these 20 computers together, and sometimes happen when is there a mouse or any other animal cuts the wire, that it our data will loss over there when any mishappening with the wire or something, na? Either it's a bend or is any mouse cuts the wire. So that's why guided media means a wireless media works where there is no need of any installation of wire, because it's all it works on the radio frequencies. It sends the data. There's no need of any installation of wires and all. So that's why these are, you can see in the previous time or in some places we use this kind of technology or these kind of wires. There are the three kind of wires, basically twisted pair. You can see all the wires are twisted with each other. Then there's a coaxial. This, I think you have seen this coaxial wire in the television network. They use these kind of wires for their, you know. And then the last is the fiber optics. Fiber optics, we use fiber optics in telephonic model where we use landline. जहाँ हम landline use करते हैं वहाँ पे हम use करते हैं इस kind of wires को. Okay, so this is how this work. Now अगर हम बात करते हैं अनगाइडेड मीडिया की, अगर हम इसकी बात करते हैं वायरलेस मीडिया की, then there are lot of uh, applications are there, like in the microwave to connect long distance towers. You have seen these kind of towers in your neighborhood. How these tower works, they connect long जो हमारे दूर दूर जो हमारे डिस्टेंस में टावर्स होते हैं, लाइक इन द डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाइज, लेट्स सपोज इन द रेंज ऑफ 50 kilometer, 100 kilometer. So they use these kind of transmitter and receivers. Can you see these drums? These drums are the transmitters and these drums are the receivers. These drums connect with each other. Now this is the cellular. We use this kind of towers for cellular device. Cellular means आप जो मोबाइल फोन पे आप देखते हो ना, मोबाइल फोन पे जब आप बात करते हो तो वो सब भी कैसे ट्रांसफर होता है, विद द हेल्प ऑफ सेल्यूलर. तो इस तरह के हम टावर्स आपने देखे होंगे जो हमें सेल फोन्स को कनेक्ट करने के लिए हेल्प करता है. This one is infrared. Basically, we call it IR sensor. In your TV's remote phone or remote, or in your data skies remote, you have seen these kind of wireless communication. But change हो जाता है. It is possible because this infrared sensor. And the last one is the satellite. Satellite is used for the large communication. Let's suppose you are in India and you want to send live telecast of match of anything, you can just broadcast. इंडिया में आपको कोई मैच लाइव टेलीकास्ट करना है, you can use the satellite. So for satellite, you can broadcast to all the other countries. But this time, ये countries means 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 किलोमीटर का जो distance हम use करते हैं इसको satellite to send the data.
Students, just give us a minute. Sir is facing some network issues. He'll be taking back in another minute. Just give us another minute, guys.
Am I audible? So I'm sorry, actually my network fluctuates, so that's why I think I have lost my connection. But now I think my screen is visible to all of you. If yes, you can yes say yes in the chat box also. Yes, that's great. That's great. So students, as I'm discussing, as we are discussing about the communication and all. So here you can see this is a wireless communication where this is the main we can say router or a hub. It act as a mediator. Okay, ये एक mediator की तरह work करता है in the wireless communication, and it connects all your devices. For example, you have seen in your office, in your school's office, that there is a device. It's a router that connects all the modems, all the device. Basically, it provides the internet. Okay, it provides internet. Either if you want to send a signal, if you want to send a command from your laptop that I want to print a paper. Okay, so what you can do, just click on the enter button on the print page. Then at the same time, your printer will print the same paper. Now, how this is happening? Just because of this router. So this router helps, this modem helps to transfer, to collect the data from the receiver. Basically, this is the receiver. It sends the data to this intermediate device, and this intermediate device sends the data to the printer. So this is how a wireless communication works. But now at the same time, let's suppose हम अभी स्टूडेंट्स मैं आपको बता रहा था कि ये जो हमारा राउटर है या मॉडेम है, ये इंटरनेट प्रोवाइड करता है. तो कैसे करता है? ये हमारे सभी डिवाइसेस को कनेक्ट करता है आपस में विद द हेल्प ऑफ वायरलेसली, मतलब वायरलेस ये कनेक्ट करता है. एंड अगर कोई पर्सन कोई प्रिंट करना चाहता है पेज को, तो वहां से वो एंटर अपना कमांड देंगे, वो सेंडर है, वो अपना सिग्नल सेंड करेंगे, और ये जो राउटर है ये हेल्प करेगा इसको प्रिंट करने में. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ इट एक्ट एज अ इंटरमीडिएट. नॉट ओनली दिस, यही नहीं, अगर आपके ऑफिस में, स्कूल में कैमरा है, और अगर आप अपने घर बैठ के उस कैमरा में जो भी हैपनिंग, जो भी चीजें हो रही है, दैट इज हैपनिंग इन योर दैट रूम, इफ यू वांट टू चेक व्हाट एग्जैक्टली गोइंग ऑन, सो विद द हेल्प ऑफ राउटर यू कैन चेक ऑल द लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग. आप अपने स्कूल का कैमरे में जो भी मूवमेंट हो रहा है वो सब अपने घर पे देख सकते हैं, जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द वायरलेस कम्युनिकेशन. So this is how it's working. Now let's understand more about it here. So can you see all the data is transmitting continuously for 24 hours because they are all are connected. Now let's understand more about the sender and receiver. What is the difference between the guided media and unguided media? So guided media, as I already mentioned, the guided media means wired connections. Okay, where the data is enabled, जो हमारा पूरा का पूरा जो वायर के थ्रू हमारा कनेक्टेड होता है ना. And at the same time, I'll show you some examples of guided media. Can you see here? These are some examples like twisted pair, coaxial cable, fiber optics. These are the guided media. Why we call it guided media? Because यहाँ पे जहाँ पे because we here, if a user want to send the signal, if a user want to send a data, then who will receive the data? Where the one end part is connected. Guided media क्यों बोलते हैं? Let's suppose there are two people and they both are connected with the wire. दो लोग हैं या दो डिवाइस हैं वो आपस में कनेक्टेड है विद द वायर. तो जो सेंडर है अगर वो सेंडर सेंड करेगा सिग्नल तो ऑब्वियसली बात है उसको रिसीव कौन, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज गाइडेड जिसको हमें सेंड करना है वही जाएगा. बट अनगाइडेड मीन्स बिकॉज इट इज इन द एयर वो है ना. तो उसमें क्या होता है कि कुछ इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स होती है जो ट्रांसफर करते हैं. आई विल शो यू इट्स इन अ क्लियर वे. जस्ट गिव मी अ सेकंड. What is guided and unguided basically? Let's suppose there are two devices. This one is the first device, okay, and this is the second device. Now if both the devices are connected with a wire, ये wire से connected है, and this one is the sender, this one is the receiver. Okay, now why it is called guided? Because they both are connected with the wire. Now if this data want to send a signal, suppose it sends 100 alphabets, okay, so at the end this receiver will receive either 99 or 100% data. नाउ व्हाई 1%? अगर इसने 100% डेटा सेंड किया, मान लीजिए इसने 100 अल्फाबेट सेंड किए, यहाँ पे 99 और 100% ही अल्फाबेट्स मिलेगा बिकॉज दे बोथ आर कनेक्टेड विद द वायर. थोड़ा सा डेटा लॉस हो सकता है जस्ट बिकॉज कई बार क्या होता है जो हमारी वायर्स होती हैं वो ब्रेक हो जाती हैं किसी भी वजह से. आइदर वो जो वायर है वो मुड़ गई है ना, या किसी माउस ने उसको कट कर दिया है, तो वहां पे थोड़ा सा डेटा लॉस होता है. बट द थिंग इज 99 to 100% डेटा हमें मिल जाता है. बट एट द सेम टाइम देयर इज अनदर मॉडम, एक अलग डिवाइस है. बोथ आर कनेक्टेड to each other but through the Wi-Fi or through the internet. Okay, they both are connected with each other but with the help of either with the help of Bluetooth, with the help of any transmitting technology. But now at the same time, all the data, this is the data basically, all the data is in the air. So probably there will be a chance that data will loss. यहाँ पे हम एयर में सिग्नल्स भेज रहे हैं, सिग्नल्स भेजे तो यहाँ पे चांस हो सकता है कि कुछ डेटा लॉस हो जाए. लेट्स सपोज 100% डेटा भेजा तो माइट बी देयर विल बी अ चांस कि 95 to 100% डेटा विल बी लॉस बिकॉज इट्स इन द एयर. बट व्हाई? सो टू इंश्योर डेट कि हमें जितना डेटा भेजा गया है उतना ही यहाँ पे रिसीव हुआ. सो फॉर दैट देयर आर सम सिक्योरिटी चेक्स आल्सो ओवर हियर. कंप्यूटर में कुछ ऐसी चीजें होती हैं जो देखती हैं कि यूजर ने जो डेटा भेजा है क्या एग्जैक्टली वही रिसीवर को मिला कि नहीं मिला. ओके, नाउ व्हाई वी यूज दिस पार्ट मोस्टली, हम ज्यादा इसको यूज क्यों करते हैं? बिकॉज इट सेव्स आवर टाइम, इट सेव्स आवर टाइम हियर. इसको जो अगर है ना, इट सेव्स आवर टाइम. प्लस में यू कैन यूज दिस फॉर लॉन्ग रेंज. आप इसको लॉन्ग रेंज में भी यूज कर सकते हो. लेट्स सपोज यू आर इन इंडिया एंड यू वांट टू सेंड सिग्नल टू यूएसए, you can use this one, but this is not possible over here because you can the wire connection you can you can use it for local area. Let's suppose there's a computer lab in your room, there's a computer lab, okay, if I says computer lab in your room, you can use wire connections over here. आप यहाँ पे use कर सकते हैं, but not possible to use in connect India and USA. आप USA और India को wire के through connect नहीं कर सकते. For that case we use wireless communication. Okay, so that's the main difference between guided media and unguided media. And sometimes it happens that our data or packages lost in the air because these are the electromagnetic waves. Just you know that you are seeing here, these are the electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic wave means electricity and magnetic. These are the two terms you have, I think you have heard about in your physics in your science book, electricity and magnetic. So these are the electromagnetic waves which the user sends and which the receiver receives. So this is how it works. Now Yes, so here I have shown some examples about twisted pair cable, unshelled twisted pair. So these are the kind of wires that we use in wired communication. And the same way, we have some more examples of wireless communication, either it's a microwave, satellite communication for broadcast radio, Wi-Fi. I think you have all who know about Wi-Fi, where you use Wi-Fi to send videos in your mobile phone. Na? If the two mobile phones, if you want to send a movie or a big data means a video of 1 GB 500, then you can use Wi-Fi instead of Bluetooth. Why so? Because Bluetooth is a kind of technology that is a little bit slower. ब्लूटूथ कैसा है ना, ब्लूटूथ हम बहुत ही लो उसका स्पीड रहता है, दैट्स व्हाई वी यूज वाईफाई, बिकॉज वाईफाई इज समथिंग जो थोड़ा स्पीड इसका हाई है, एंड दैट इज मच मोर बेटर देन ब्लूटूथ. Okay, in the same time, there is some more wireless communication technologies like mobile communication. Radar is basically used in every field. If we talks about military, आपने देखा होगा military में भी हम radar का use करते हैं, है ना? So suppose to navigate something, just a second. So you have seen a kind of radar. अगर कोई enemy है, let's suppose there's an enemy, आपने you have seen on the pilots on their जो हमारे जो जेट फाइटर्स होते हैं, यू हैव सीन ऑन देयर की कुछ इस काइंड का कुछ एक ना डिस्प्ले होता है, देयर इज अ डिस्प्ले काइंड ऑफ, एंड दैट शोज कि एनिमी का लोकेशन कहाँ पे है. इट शोज द पॉइंट लाइक दिस इज द एनिमी, है ना, लोकेशन ऑफ एन एनिमी. सो दिस इज हाउ इट वर्क. ये घूमता रहता है, इट रोटेट्स ऑल द टाइम एंड चेक्स वेयर इज द एग्जैक्ट पोजीशन ऑफ द एनिमी इन द एयर. So this is how radar works. Basically, radar also works with the same technology. Like there are two things. One is the transmitter, we call it TX. The another is the receiver, we call it RX. So if suppose there is a obstacle is, it can be of any kind. It can be of enemy. It can be of it can be of jet fighter plane, and it can be anything. So transmitter sends the signal to that part, and then after that it comes back to the receiver. Okay, so this is how that radar detects actually the location of that person. Okay, so he knows like the distance, the time taken. Okay, so this is how it works. Basically, you all know like speed is equals to distance upon time. Okay, so when the radar sends a signal, it the radar knows its speed. Radar को पता है कि वो किस speed से वो signal को भेज रहा है. Means it know its speed. Now, when the radar sends the signal, it starts calculating the time कि how much time my signal takes. मेरे signal ने कितना time लिया है जाके वापस आने में. So it knows the time also. So by using the speed and time formula, it calculates its distance कि वो जो enemy है वो कितना दूर है. All right. So this is how it works. So in the same way, if I says about mobile communication, radar communication, this is how they work. Okay. Now let's move to our next topic, that is real-time communication module. So what is real-time communication module? Basically, real-time communication module we use in the broadcasting, in the calling. Like suppose if I'm here right now, I'm in Delhi. If I'm talking to you, I'm आपको कुछ बता रहा हूँ, है ना? You are from different states. You are from Chhattisgarh, you are from Maharashtra, MP, and you are from South. So at the same time, मैं जो भी आपको बता रहा हूँ, जो भी मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, और आप वही सेम चीज देख पा रहे हो. You can see what I'm saying, what I'm showing you. This is just because of real time communication. So real time communication means you can see कि what exactly I'm showing you right now. है ना? I am here, I am showing you my laptop. You are at different position. You are in Chhattisgarh, you are in Bihar, you are in MP, and what I am sending it to the where I'm sending it to the satellite. I'm sending it to the satellite, or we can say to the internet. Okay, so this is basically internet provider, internet. This is the internet provider. ये एक इंटरनेट प्रोवाइडर है और ये मेरा लैपटॉप है. ओके, नाउ आई हाँ, सो here what I am doing, मैं भी यहाँ क्या कर रहा हूँ, I am showing you my display. मैं आपको अपना डिस्प्ले भी दिखा रहा हूँ, साइड बाय साइड डिस्प्ले के साथ मैं यहाँ पे बोल भी रहा हूँ, मतलब वॉइस. So two things are there, my screen and my voice. So at the same time, what my computer is doing, my computer is basically a sender. मेरा जो ये laptop है ये क्या है, sender है. Okay, it's sending the data. Data means my display and my voice. These two things are the data. ये दोनों क्या है, data है. So मेरा जो laptop है वो data send कर रहा है किसको, to the internet provider. And then internet, what exactly internet is doing, it's sending the data to the students, those who are in MP, to the students those who are in Chhattisgarh, to the students those who are in Kerala or in the Karnataka or in any other state. So this is how it working. Now let's suppose right now the time is 10:08. Okay, 10:08, at 10:08 I have sent it a signal. मैंने 10:08 पे एक सिग्नल भेजा. तो exactly at 10:09 or 10:10, just a second, at 10:10 you will receive the same data जो मैं यहाँ से आपको भेज रहा हूँ. So this is called real time communication. Means real time means live communication. Okay, and how it is happening, just because of the internet and some kind of service providers that is doing the same, ना जो data fetch कर रहे हैं और exactly आपको उसी time within much delay वो आपको send कर रहे हैं signal. So this is called real time communication. Now students, where we use real time communications in our life, like in the telephonic, when you call with your friend, when will you do a video call, you can see a live videos of your friend. अपना friend का live videos भी आप देख सकते हैं just because of real time communication modules. Now in the mobile and cellular technology, आप mobile phone use करते हो data transfer करने के लिए, आप अपने friend से live chat करते हो WhatsApp पे. So that is also a real time communication. आप real time पे उनसे बात कर रहे हैं. Now next, IM, instant messaging, like the normal text we do, हम जो normal text करते हैं, that is also a part of real time communication. Okay, ऐसा नहीं होता ना कि आपने आज मैसेज किया, उनको कल उनके पास रिसीव हो रहा है, वो आपको कल आपको आंसर कर रहे हैं, है ना. Have you ever seen that कि if you text your friend today and they will receive the data tomorrow and then they will send a reply tomorrow to you? No, है ना. So because of instant messaging or real time, it saves our text time, and side by side the communication protocol, the communication the time basically it saves our time. Now the fourth one is voice over IP. Voice over IP means internet protocols. So the IP means have you heard the name of IP address? So this is also a part of real time communication. Then the first one is internet relay chat, IRT, and the last is live video conference. Live video conference means when I turn on my camera and you can see my face, there is a live video conference. Okay, so here you can see here, just a second. So you can see here some pictures that is connected with the LAN, LAN, WAN or MAN. There are three things by which we can connect with each other. So I think you have noticed one more thing. When there is a match in Wankhede Stadium or in any other stadium, either it's in Australia or where, so है ना, आपने कभी देखा होगा जब हमारा मैच चलता है इंडिया का कहीं भी किसी भी स्टेट में, जब कोई भी स्टेट है, आइदर वो यूएस है, वो हमारा ऑस्ट्रेलिया है या कोई भी स्टेट है, so you can see live telecast. I'll show you. These are satellite basically. How it work RTC? This is satellite. These are the smartphones. Either it's a television. It's a sorry. Just a second. So so either it's a television or it's a mobile phone. Okay, so no, I'm just a minute. Mobile I'm sorry, I think I have again lost my connection. Yes, I hope my screen is visible to all of you students. If yes, you can
Yes.
write
Yes,
yes.
Neeraj.
Yeah, thank you so much. So students, this is basically RTC real-time communication. But yes, in this time, you can see there will be a delay of hardly 3 to 4 minutes. आप अगर यहाँ एक distance है आपस में जो distance है that is about 7,000 to 10,000 का जो किलोमीटर का डिस्टेंस होता है विद इन और आई थिंक मोर देन नॉट ओनली 7 to 10,000 आई थिंक इट्स 20 to 30,000 so within the delay of 5 minutes you can see a live match so that is also because of RTC real time communication so these are some examples where communication helps us to communicate ये कुछ examples है जहाँ पे आप real time कोई भी चीज आप देखना चाहते हो okay and yes so moving to the next just a second I think I have lost
Yeah,
my
Neeraj, 1 minute.
yes
Neeraj,
yes
I'm sharing the screen. So see the students going ahead. Now हमने देखा है रियल टाइम कम्युनिकेशन मॉड्यूल्स कौन से है या किस तरीके का मॉड्यूल या फिर किस तरीके का कम्युनिकेशन एग्जांपल्स हमने देखा है పిల్లలు ఇంతవరకు చూసింది రియల్ టైం కమ్యూనికేషన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ కదా దీంతో పాటు ఒక చిన్న మాడ్యూల్ ఇప్పుడు ఆర్ఎఫ్ ఎలా వర్క్ చేస్తుంది రేడియో ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ మాడ్యూల్ దీనికి అంటాము ఇది ఎలా వర్క్ చేస్తుంది ఏం చేస్తుంది అనేసి ఒక చిన్న వీడియో ఇక్కడ ప్లే చేస్తాను లెట్స్ వాచ్ దట్ వీడియో యూ విల్ బెటర్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఆర్ఎఫ్ అప్లికేషన్స్ అన్నమాట though it's in Hindi students video let me explain you again in English as well as Telugu so you can
दूसरा डिवाइस है जो कि एक सिग्नल को रिसीव करता है दोनों के बीच में सिग्नल सेंड करता है और एक दूसरा इंट्रोडक्शन से सपोज करो एक डिवाइस है जो कि एक सिग्नल सेंड करता है और एक दूसरा डिवाइस है जो कि एक सिग्नल को रिसीव करता है दोनों के बीच में एक कनेक्शन है बट कोई भी फिजिकल इंटरेक्शन नहीं है तो दोनों के बीच में जो कनेक्शन है वो एक सिग्नल के थ्रू हो रहा है तो एक्चुअल में ये सिग्नल है क्या ये सिग्नल एक्चुअल में एक फ्रीक्वेंसी होती है जिसे हम रेडियो फ्रीक्वेंसी बोलते हैं आरएफ का मतलब होता है रेडियो फ्रीक्वेंसी यानी एक डिवाइस को दूसरे डिवाइस के साथ फ्रीक्वेंसी के थ्रू कनेक्ट करना वो भी बगैर किसी फिजिकल इंटरेक्शन के दोनों के बीच में कोई भी फिजिकल इंटरेक्शन नहीं होता है तो उसे हम कहते हैं रेडियो फ्रीक्वेंसी ये फ्रीक्वेंसी की रेंज होती है 20 किलोहर्ट्ज से लेकर तो 300 गीगाहर्ट्ज तक
yes so students here you can see there are two mobile phones one is a receiver and the other one is a sender so sender is sending some information and the receiver is receiving now the mode of communication between them is a radio frequency now there is no physical wire or any connection it's going to be a frequency it's a radio frequency over a signal we are going to send some information మనం ఏదైతే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ సెండ్ చేస్తున్నామో అది ఫిజికల్ కాదు అంటే ఏ వైర్ అయినా ఏ ఫిజికల్ కాంటాక్ట్ లేకుండా ఒక మొబైల్ ఫోన్ తో వేరే మొబైల్ ఫోన్ కి మనం ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ పాస్ చేస్తున్నాము ఇక్కడ సార్ చెప్పినట్టు ఇన్స్టెంట్ మెసేజింగ్ ఆర్ఎఫ్ మాడ్యూల్స్ వేరే వేరే రకరకాల మనకి టైప్స్ ఉన్నాయి కమ్యూనికేషన్ టైప్స్ దాంట్లో మనం ఒక్కటి చిన్నది తీసుకున్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇప్పుడు రేడియో ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ అన్నమాట Now let's see how it works. One minute, students.
1864 में एक मैथमेटिशियन थे जिनका नाम था जेम्स क्लर्क मैक्सवेल इन्होंने एक रिसर्च की और उसमें प्रूफ किया अपनी थ्योरी में कि ये जो इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स होती है ये ओपन स्पेस में या फ्री स्पेस में एक जगह से दूसरी जगह ट्रैवल कर सकती है आसानी से यानी इसके थ्रू हम एक वायरलेस कम्युनिकेशन क्रिएट कर सकते हैं तो फ्रेंड्स अभी मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि अगर हमें एक बेसिक और सिंपल रिसीवर ट्रांसमीटर सर्किट बनाना है तो उसके लिए हमें क्या क्या कंपोनेंट्स यूज़ करने होते हैं तो सबसे पहले आपको लेना है एक ब्रेड बोर्ड जो हम हमारे सर्किट को टेस्ट करने के लिए यूज़ करते हैं उसके बाद में आपको लेना है कनेक्टिंग वायर्स कुछ वायर्स लेना है आपको बाद में आपको लेना है एक 9 वोल्ट का बैटरी उसके बाद में आपको लेना है कुछ रेजिस्टर्स डिफरेंट वैल्यूज़ के जो मैं आपको आगे सर्किट डायग्राम में बताऊंगा उसके बाद में आपको लेना है कुछ LEDs तो ये थे कुछ बेसिक कंपोनेंट्स अब हम देखें
Students, here in the video it is showing how we can create a simple transmitter circuit wherein we can transmit information and if you want some information to be sent how you can create your own module for that you need some components just like breadboard kavali wires battery LEDs resistors ilanti chinna components manaki kavali
देखेंगे जो मेन कंपोनेंट्स है RF सर्किट के तो इसमें सबसे पहले लेना है आपको रिसीवर ट्रांसमीटर सर्किट उसके बाद में आपको लेना है एक इनकोडर IC जो कि HT12E नाम से है उसके बाद में आपको लेना है डिकोडर IC जो कि HT12D है उसके बाद में आपको लेना है एक 7805 की IC जो कि वोल्टेज रेगुलेटर का काम करती है और बाद में लास्ट में आपको लेना है स्विचेस फ्रेंड्स, इस सर्किट में हम 7805 आईसी नहीं भी यूज़ करें तो भी चलेगा, क्योंकि इसका रीज़न ये है कि हम आउटपुट में एलईडीज यूज़ कर रहे हैं। अगर हम आउटपुट में मोटर यूज़ करते तब हमें इस आईसी की ज़रूरत होती है। अगर यहाँ पे हम एलईडीज यूज़ कर रहे हैं आउटपुट में तो हमें इस आईसी की ज़रूरत नहीं है। रजिस्टर्स और ट्रांसमीटर का मॉड्यूल। तो अब देखते हैं रिसीवर का सर्किट डायग्राम।
స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇప్పుడు జస్ట్ లైక్ ఫర్ యువర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ మన ఇంట్లో రిమోట్ కంట్రోల్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ రిమోట్ తో మనం ఛానల్స్ చేంజ్ చేసుకుంటాము. వి యూజ్ రిమోట్స్ ఫర్ కంట్రోలింగ్ ది టీవీ రిమోట్స్ అండ్ ఆల్. సో అగైన్ టీవీకి రిమోట్ కి మధ్యలో ఉన్న కమ్యూనికేషన్ మనం వైర్ పెట్టి అయితే కంట్రోల్ చేయట్లేదు స్టూడెంట్స్. నౌ జస్ట్ టు గివ్ యూ మోర్ క్లారిటీ, వీఆర్ నాట్ గివింగ్ ఎనీ వైర్ యాజ్ source of communication between your television as well as between your remote. So the communication is wireless again, and that also uses earlier it was very common to use radio frequency signals for communication. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది అంటే ఓకే. సో స్టూడెంట్స్, ఐ వాస్ టాకింగ్, మనం టీవీలో ఏదైనా కంట్రోల్ చేస్తున్నాము, ఛానల్స్ చేంజ్ చేస్తున్నాము, అవి అంటే మనకి మళ్ళీ మనం ఒక బటన్ ప్రెస్ చేసి మనం ఒక సిగ్నల్ ఇస్తాం కదా, అది వీఆర్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ ఇట్ త్రూ అ వైర్. You're not connecting a wire to your remote as well as your TV. It's going wireless. So the same communication module, since sir was explaining the same concept, here it is going completely, it matches the frequency anamata. There will be a receiver and there will be a transmitter. Transmitter is your remote here and receiver is your television. Now what we'll do, your transmitter give signal, your receiver will receive it, it will process it, and your channel will change. This is what it was telling. So how it will send from from transmitter to receiver, how is it going? It is going through radio waves. Those radio waves are based on that radio waves only. We call it as an RF module, or radio frequency we are calling it because of the same reason. Now just to put the same thing in Hindi, students, हमारा remote से हम signal change कर रहे हैं, टीवी पे signal change हो रहा है. आपने ये notice किया होगा कुछ सालों पहले अगर हमारे रिमोट और टीवी के बीच अगर कोई खट जाता था तो हमारा चैनल मूव नहीं होता था, क्योंकि वहां पे रेडियो वेव्स का जो ट्रांसमिशन है वो इंटरप्ट होता था और हमारा वो communication smooth नहीं होता था. So just you can correlate it with the television and the remote, where it is happening and how is it happening. So RF is one module which you can use for real-time communication. So instantly you give input, you get the output. So you transmit some message, you receive some message instantly. This was one example of your real-time communications. Now RF module, just like the way I said, your receiver, your transmitter, a television remote, a remote controlled car wherein you control your car with a remote. So all these are applications of RF module. Now similarly, you have wireless network, home security alarm, wireless data transmission, digital audio video transmission. All this uses radio frequency modules. ఇవి కొన్ని ఎగ్జాంపుల్ స్టూడెంట్స్. ఈ ఆర్ఎఫ్ మాడ్యూల్ ఏదైతే అన్నామో ఇది బేసిక్ గా ఒక సెండర్ ఉంటుంది, ఒకటి రిసీవర్ ఉంటుంది. సెండర్ ఇప్పుడు మీకు రిమోట్ టీవీ రిమోట్ లేదా మీకు రిమోట్ కంట్రోల్డ్ కార్ రిమోట్. రిసీవర్ మన టెలివిజన్, మన కారు ఏదైతే కంట్రోల్ చేస్తున్నామో అది రిసీవర్ అన్నమాట. ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేసి వెయిట్ చేస్తే ఇమీడియట్ గా మనకి రిసీవర్ కి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ వస్తుంది, రిసీవర్ దానికి ప్రాసెస్ చేసి ఆ యాక్షన్ ని ప్రాసెస్ చేస్తుంది అనమాట. ఆ రెండిటి మధ్యలో ఎలా అయితే కమ్యూనికేషన్ జరుగుతుందో, ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ పాస్ ఎలా అవుతుందో అవి రేడియో వేవ్స్ ద్వారా జరుగుతుంది. అందుకే మనం దీనికి రేడియో ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఆర్ఎఫ్ మాడ్యూల్ అనేసి దీనికి పేరిస్తాము. దాంతో పాటు చాలా చాలా వేరే రకరకాల ఇంకా ఆర్ఎఫ్ మాడ్యూల్ అప్లికేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. మీ స్క్రీన్ పైన దాని పేర్లు రాసాము, ఎక్కడెక్కడైతే ఈ ఆర్ఎఫ్ మాడ్యూల్ మనకి యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాము. आई होप स्टूडेंट्स आप सभी को समझ में आ गया होगा. आरएफ मॉड्यूल एक टाइप का है जो रियल टाइम कम्युनिकेशन में हमारी मदद करता है. तो रियल टाइम कम्युनिकेशन यानी कि इंस्टेंट जो हमारा आप ट्रांसमिट कर रहे हो डेटा और विद इन सेकेंड्स और विद इन वेरी लेस सेकेंड्स यू आर रिसीविंग द डेटा एज वेल, उसको हम बोलते हैं आरएफ रियल टाइम कम्युनिकेशन उसका एक एग्जाम्पल है RF मॉड्यूल। आगे जाके देखते हैं ब्लूटूथ मॉड्यूल भी हमारा एक ऐसा है जहां पे हम इंस्टेंटली हमारा ट्रांसमिट और रिसीव डेटा होता है। ये ब्लूटूथ टेक्नोलॉजी जो होती है ये कम्युनिकेशन चैनल्स को मैनेज करती है अच्छी तरीके से। ये वायरलेसली डेटा ट्रांसमिट कर सकती है, 2 डिवाइसेस के या मल्टीपल डिवाइसेस के बीच ट्रांसमिट होता है डेटा, रिसीव होता है, बट इसका रेंज लिमिटेड होता है स्टूडेंट्स। Now if I give you an example, మీరు మీ స్కూల్లో ఎక్కడో ఆంధ్రాలో తెలంగాణలో కూర్చున్నారు, వేరే స్టూడెంట్స్ మహారాష్ట్ర ఉత్తరప్రదేశ్ లో నుంచి జాయిన్ అయ్యారు ఈ సెషన్ కి. ఇఫ్ అన్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ వాంట్ టు సెండ్ సమ్ కమ్యూనికేషన్, సమ్ డేటా to a student sitting in Maharashtra, but they want to use Bluetooth as a range, then that is not possible, students. Because the Bluetooth technology ఏదైతే ఉందో దాని రేంజ్ చాలా స్పెసిఫిక్ గా ఉంటుంది. ఇట్ హ్యాస్ अ स्पेसिफिक रेंज, सिर्फ वो रेंज के अंदर ही आपका डेटा कम्युनिकेट हो सकता है. अगर आप ब्लूटूथ मॉड्यूल यूज कर रहे हो, अगर आप इंटरनेट यूज कर रहे हो तो आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. మీరు ఇంటర్నెట్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారంటే మహారాష్ట్ర కాకుండా వేరే కంట్రీస్ లో అయినా మీరు అది యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, మీరు మాట్లాడొచ్చు, ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ సెండ్ చేయొచ్చు. కానీ అది మీరు బ్లూటూత్ ద్వారా సెండ్ చేయాలి అనుకుంటున్నాము అంటే అది పాసిబుల్ కాదు. ఇప్పుడు ఈ బ్లూటూత్ ఎలా వర్క్ చేస్తుంది అంటే, ఫస్ట్ సింపుల్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఉంది స్టూडेंट्स, ఇది यू ऑल कैन अंडरस्टैंड, इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल प्रिंसिपल स्टूडेंट्स. यहाँ पे होता क्या है, सेंडिंग एंड रिसीविंग इंफॉर्मेशन अगेन ये रेडियो वेव्स के थ्रू होता है. हर डिवाइस में ब्लूटूथ enabled device which we call, every bluetooth enabled device will have a small card like attachment that is called as a bluetooth adapter. Now this bluetooth adapter is the one that will send and that will receive your information. Ante if you are using your mobile phone for bluetooth communication, your mobile phone will have a small bluetooth adapter. Similarly, if you're connecting Bluetooth headphones, then your headphones will also have that adapter. So one will act as a transmitter, the other will act as a receiver, and the communication will be processed. It's not going to have RF transmitter and receiver. Here a Bluetooth adapter will be there, which will take the input and that can also send the information. Now, if there are 2 mobile phones, both mobile phones will have Bluetooth adapter. It can either send information or it can receive information. రెండు రకాలుగా ఆ బ్లూటూత్ అడాప్టర్ పనిచేస్తుంది. కానీ మీరు RF మాడ్యూల్లో చూసింది ఏంటి, అది ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేస్తుంది లేదా అది రిసీవ్ చేస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు టీవీ మీకు సిగ్నల్ రిటర్న్ ఇస్తుందా? రిమోట్ కంట్రోల్డ్ కార్ అన్నాము, కారు మీకు సిగ్నల్ ఇస్తుందా మళ్ళీ? దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్. ట్రాన్స్మిటర్ ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేస్తుంది, రిసీవర్ రిసీవ్ చేస్తుంది, అంతే దాని అప్లికేషన్. కానీ బ్లూటూత్ ఏంటి, కొంచెం దానికంటే అడ్వాన్స్. ఈ బ్లూటూత్ అడాప్టర్ ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేయొచ్చు, అది మళ్ళీ మనకి రిసీవ్ కూడా చేయొచ్చు. రెండు రకాలుగా ఈ బ్లూటూత్ అడాప్టర్స్ పనిచేస్తాయి. I hope students you understood. This adapter will send the information and it will receive the information. We don't need to have a different transmitter and a different receiver here. See, now, if you want to develop a simple car or a remote controlled car in your lab, in your ATL lab, here is an activity that you can do, students. It's very simple. You need some Arduino, which is a microcontroller that can control all the commands, and you need a Bluetooth module. This Bluetooth module is available in your ATL labs. ఎలా కనపడుతుందో స్క్రీన్ పైన చూపించాను మీకు. ఇక్కడ బ్లూటూత్ మాడ్యూల్ ఉంది, ఒక ఆర్డియోనోకి కనెక్ట్ అయి ఉంది. Yesterday, నిన్నటి క్లాస్ లో the way we have studied Arduino, the programming of it, similarly you can connect this Bluetooth to your Arduino and you can control your devices. మీ మొబైల్ ఫోన్ లో బ్లూటూత్ ఉంది కదా, అక్కడ నుంచి మీరు మొబైల్ ఫోన్ తో కనెక్ట్ చేసి ఈ మాడ్యూల్ అంతా కంట్రోల్ చేయొచ్చు. See, I'm pausing here another minute, students. ఇక్కడ ఒక్క నిమిషం ఆగి మీకు ఒక చిన్న వీడియో చూపిస్తాను. హౌ టు ప్రిపేర్ యువర్ ఓన్ బ్లూటూత్ కంట్రోల్డ్ కార్ అనేసి, రిమోట్ కంట్రోల్డ్ కార్ విచ్ యూ క్యాన్ కంట్రోల్ యూజింగ్ యువర్ మొబైల్ ఫోన్ అన్నమాట. స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇక్కడ మీరు ఈ వీడియో చూడండి, చూసి ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలో మన బ్లూటూత్ కంట్రోల్డ్ కార్ అది మనం చూడడానికి ఈ వీడియో ప్లే చేస్తున్నాను. ఇక్కడ you'll watch the video students wherein it is showing how to create your own Bluetooth controlled car. So students, you can see the entire car is prepared in just few minutes, and the car ki prepare cheyadaniki what all requirements you have, whether it is components, tools, all are available in your ATL lab. If you want, you can try this today itself and you can see what all different components you have. And now the output that you're seeing, the way the car is working, this is completely controlled through a mobile phone. So मोबाइल फोन में जो ब्लूटूथ है वो ब्लूटूथ इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहा है कार को, कहाँ जाना है, किस डायरेक्शन में जाना है, एंड यहाँ पे जो कार पे ब्लूटूथ लगा हुआ है वो इंफॉर्मेशन रिसीव कर रहा है एंड इट इज वर्किंग अकॉर्डिंगली. స్టూడెంట్స్ మీరు చూసారంటే మొబైల్ ఫోన్ తో ఈ కార్ ని ఇప్పుడు కంట్రోల్ చేస్తున్నారు. లెఫ్ట్ కి వెళ్ళాలా, రైట్ కి వెళ్ళాలా, స్ట్రైట్ వెళ్ళాలా, ఎలా వెళ్ళాలి అనేది అంత ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ దీనికి మన మొబైల్ ఫోన్ లో ఉన్న బ్లూటూత్ ఇస్తుంది. ఆ బ్లూటూత్ తో ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ తీసుకొని ఈ కారు అలా నడుస్తుంది. అంటే బేసిక్ గా ఈ కార్ కి తయారు చేయడానికి వాట్ ఆల్ వి రిక్వైర్డ్, 4 motors it took in the initial state లో we have considered 4 motors. Now as you can see, 4 different ఇవి DC motors అని చెప్తారు. మీ స్కూల్లో ATL lab, in your ATL lab all these motors are available and these are very easily, you can get it in the local market also, students. Now here are the 4 motors that we have taken and they are placed on a board. If you don't have that board, you can even use your cardboard. That's not necessary, you need to use only board. మీ దగ్గర బోర్డ్ లేదు అంటే మీరు కార్డ్బోర్డ్ కూడా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఆ కార్డ్బోర్డ్ కి కింద నుంచి 4 మోటార్స్ పేస్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి, స్టెప్ 1. దాని తర్వాత మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాము, ఆర్డినో ఆ బోర్డు పైన పేస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము. వీళ్ళు ఇక్కడ స్క్రూస్ అవన్నీ పెట్టారు. ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఆల్ దో స్క్రూస్, నట్స్ అండ్ బోల్ట్స్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్, యూ జస్ట్ యూస్ డబుల్ టేప్, paste that Arduino onto the board. The next step, what they did, they placed an, this is a motor driver, students. దీనికి motor driver అంటారు. మన 4 మోటార్లు రన్ అవ్వడానికి we have used 4 different motors అన్నమాట, RC motors initially, to run those motors very easily, to give the sufficient power to it. We are using a motor driver which can easily drive all these motors. This is a motor driver. Again, this motor driver will be available in your ATL lab. Now we'll place this both, your Arduino, your driver, motor driver on the board. Cardboard, if you are using, Arendu, you have to place on them. And then you have to use a Bluetooth module. You need to use Bluetooth module. Now this Bluetooth module is also available in your ATL lab. Just take one Bluetooth module, place that Bluetooth module also on your board. So first step was to take 4 different motors and attach them on a cardboard. After it, and the top of the cardboard, oka side motors pette, the next side edaithe migilindo akkada 3 major components manam pedutunnam. Okati Arduino, okati motor driver, inkoti Bluetooth. स्टूडेंट्स कार्डबोर्ड के एक साइड आप 4 मोटर्स अटैच करोगे. अगर आप चाहो तो डबल टेप यूज करके अटैच कर लो. दूसरे साइड कार्डबोर्ड के आपको ब्लूटूथ मॉड्यूल, आर्डिनो और आपको मोटर ड्राइवर, ये तीनों को ही कनेक्ट करना है. इसको प्लेस कर दीजिए. उसके बाद हमारे पास सर्किट डायग्राम है. वो सर्किट डायग्राम के अकॉर्डिंगली आप इसको कनेक्शंस कर दीजिए, क्योंकि एक दूसरे के कम्युनिकेशन जरूरी है. मोटर्स को ड्राइव करना है तो मोटर्स को ड्राइवर को कनेक्ट करना पड़ेगा. ब्लूटूथ और आर्डिनो को कनेक्शंस करना पड़ेगा. विल प्रोवाइड यू विद सर्किट डायग्राम. सर्किट डायग्राम के अकॉर्डिंगली आप कनेक्शंस कर दे. कनेक्शंस करने के बाद आप क्या करोगे, आपके जो AA या AAA बैटरी का होल्डर होता है, वो बैटरी होल्डर को हम 4 मोटर्स के बीच लगा देंगे. बैटरी की होल्डर यूज చేస్తాం కదా, ఆ హోల్డర్ you'll paste it at the bottom, and after that you'll load your Arduino program. So Arduino coding ఉంటుంది కదా, you need to use this coding completely and you need to connect it. The coding will be based on Arduino ki ekkada pin connect undi, ఏ pin ekkada connect undi అని తెలవడానికి you'll write this entire code in your Arduino and you'll put that code in the Arduino. You'll burn that code or you'll load that code anamata. First you'll write it and write in the software, and you'll put the entire code in your, you'll dump the code in your Arduino. Now last step enti, you need to use 4 wheels. ఆ wheels ని అటాచ్ చేసేయండి. Now everything is in place, connections, everything is there. Now what is left? We have to turn this on. Turn cheyali ante what do we need now? We need batteries so that we can start, we can give it a power and we can go ahead. The last step is to connect the batteries. Once you connect the batteries, you can turn on the mobile phone and you can turn on the Bluetooth of a mobile phone. Connect this Bluetooth to your HC05 Bluetooth which is on the car. అంటే కార్ పైన ఒక బ్లూటూత్ మాడ్యూల్ పేస్ట్ చేసాం కదా, ఆ బ్లూటూత్ కి ఈ ఫోన్ లో ఉన్న బ్లూటూత్ కి కనెక్షన్స్ ఇవ్వాలి. Now you can see on your mobile phone there are 4 buttons, left, right, top and bottom. You can control them to control your car anamata. So it's very easy. See, he's typing left, right, and those wheels are running. So this is how you can easily create a remote controlled Bluetooth car. Students, do you have any questions? Students, here we'll pause for the questions and then we'll start our next session, that is on 3D printing. So ఇక్కడ మనం క్వశ్చన్స్ కోసం 2 minutes ఆగి మనకి ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయంటే आपके जो भी questions है we'll answer and then immediately we'll go for 3D modeling session. That is very interesting session, students.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Ma'am, I want to know if we want to make a car in which front two wheels are also turning or taking any turn. That how can we do that?
Could you please repeat your question, sir? You want to?
Just the car you shown to us. Okay, it can move forward and backward, but it cannot turn. If I want to make a car which can turn also,
sir, the one.
How can I do that?
Yeah, so the video that we have used, it is working in 4 directions. Now that depends on how many motors you have used and also depends on the program, sir. If you just give me a minute, sir, I'll show you the programming part of the car that we have seen. So there are 4 instructions written. 1 minute. So if you can see on my screen, the Arduino program that we have written, here will define which pin is connected, which means which motor is connected that can go to the left and that can go to the right. Now here at the top, you can see pin mode 13 is left motor forward, left motor reverse, right motor forward, right motor reverse. So they'll go in different directions, sir, whether you control it in left or whether you control it in right. So based on your how many motors you are using and how you are defining it in the program, that is what matters, sir. Here you can see even in the program, move forward, move reverse, turn right, turn left, it will work, sir. That is based on the programming part that we have. Definitely, sir, we have a coding section separately for Arduino coding. We'll take up the Arduino coding section. I have another other question in the chat box. Please take up coding section, Arduino coding. Yes, we have a separate section for coding. We'll definitely take up Arduino coding session also. Sir, I hope I answered your question.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So students, if you have any more questions, you can share your questions. If no, we'll switch to 3D modeling session. And I hope you'll definitely enjoy 3D modeling session. Okay, there's another question on YouTube where it is asked, without power, how to move car? Sir, without power, if you want without stable power supply, then we have to use definitely small batteries at least. Without that, it is difficult to move the car, sir. It can only, by the force that we apply, it will move. But for controlling its entire operations and all, we need to give power, sir. వితౌట్ పవర్ మనం దానికి నడపలేం సార్. వితౌట్ పవర్ అంటే జస్ట్ పుష్ ఇస్తే కొంచెం దూరం వెళ్ళి ఆగిపోతుంది. అది మనం ఇచ్చిన కమాండ్స్ ద్వారా లెఫ్ట్ రైట్ మూవ్ అవ్వాలి, ఫార్వర్డ్ బ్యాక్వర్డ్, అది అలా ఉండాలి అంటే యూ నీడ్ టు గివ్ సమ్ పవర్. ఆల్సో మనం పవర్ ఇవ్వకపోతే ఆ ఆడియోను, ఆ బ్లూటూత్ టర్న్ కావు. అందుకని మనం ఏం కంట్రోల్ చేయలేము. దానికి బ్యాటరీస్ అన్న అట్లీస్ట్ ఉండాలి.
Ma'am, I want to ask one more question.
ఎస్ సార్.
Ma'am, if I want to speed up a car, then how can I increase or decrease the speed of the motors? The
Sir,
motors
that-
you shown.
Yeah, they are simple, very simple DC motors I have used, sir. Now, if you want to, control the speed, you need to definitely go for the different types of motors. There are servo motors, there are motors with different RPM. So those motors will help you in controlling the speed. But if we go with the simple DC motors, it's not possible so that we can control the speed of the motors. There are different motors available, sir. Even in ATL lab, you have servo motors, you have motors with a different
That I wanted to
RPM.
know. That I wanted to know whether it is available in ATL or
It
not.
is there. It is there, sir. Different RPM motors are there. So you can use gear motors, servo motors, different motors are there. You can do that, sir.
Okay. So, ma'am, please, if you can share image or the name of that motor, which I can use as to increase or decrease the speed.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. Sir, we'll share it with you post session. We'll share the component complete details with you, sir.
And you, yes, and sir, you can check based on RPM actually.
Yeah.
Revolution
Sir,
per
RPM
minute.
is,
There are a lot of
yes.
motors are there. Yes. So
Yeah,
you
go
can
ahead,
check on the
ahead.
Yes, so you can check on the Google also. There are a lot of motors with the RPM, revolution per minute. So based on the RPM, you can use a motor, or even here you can see on the picture we are designing a Bluetooth based car. Okay, so in the application, the mobile application, there's an option to increase or decrease the speed also. So you can, by using the mobile phone, you can increase or decrease the speed of motors. So there are a lot of applications are available on the Play Store that you can connect your Arduino. So they are based on the applications as per your requirement, which kind of speed you need. Yes, I hope you sir got the answer.
I got. Thank you very much,
Yes,
sir.
yes. Any other answer? Yes, thank you, sir, so much. Yes, Farhana ma'am, over to you.
So
I think
there's
any
another
other
question.
yes.
Yeah, there's another question, Neeraj, in the chat box. How to turn the car? So the car turning that you've seen in the video, this is all happening based on the the remote. We are saying it's a remote controlled car, right? So the remote is in your mobile phone. The remote is in your mobile phone. That is in the form of an application, just like you use WhatsApp, Facebook, other applications you use. Remote అనేది కూడా మనం డిజిటల్ రిమోట్ యూస్ చేస్తున్నాము. మన ఫోన్ లో డౌన్లోడ్, యూ కెన్ డౌన్లోడ్ ఇట్. మీరు ఆ ఫోన్ లో రిమోట్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకొని మన ఫోన్ తో మనం కంట్రోల్ చేస్తున్నాం కార్ కి. So I have shown you 4 buttons on the remote of our digital remote that we have used in the mobile phone. Mobile phone lo you can go to your Play Store or App Store. App Store lo, Play Store lo, there are a lot of applications which are which will help you in controlling your car. So we are preparing a simple Arduino based car, so you can download Arduino remote controlled car applications and you can control the entire car. The remote is in your mobile phone. Through that you are connecting it, sir, and through that you are connecting it over Bluetooth and you're controlling it. Neeraj, would you like to add anything?
Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes. And yeah, ma'am, exactly the ma'am said that you can control your car. Like we have 4 buttons, left, right, up, down. So by pressing the button, you can increase or decrease the movement of the motors. And sir, if you are asking, like if you don't want to use the Bluetooth application and you want to control the car with the help of programming, then what you have to do, you just have to change the pins. Means positive, negative. If you change the pins, then your direction will change, and side by side with the help of coding also you can change the direction. Or the direction means what you have to do, you just change the pin current, like high to low, low to high, just only You have to change the high to low to high. By using these configuration, you can change the direction of the motors. High low means 0 1. Okay, so changing the positive negative terminal. Positive negative terminal means we are changing the connections like high low. So this is another method if you want to change the direction without the application. So this is also a part. If you check in the coding, you can do also the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, so these are two things actually. I hope
Yeah.
you got the by the programmatical way. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's time for next activity, next topic. I guess there's no
Yes.
question in the chat box.
Yeah, taking forward, I see no questions in the chat box as of now. So students, if you have any more questions, just not today, but what we have learned yesterday, day before, over the course of these 3 days, whatever questions you have, you can put them all in the chat box. We'll definitely answer all of them. So students, going ahead, our next session is on 3D printing. So in this session, we'll learn about 3D printing technology, how this technology is helping us, how we can design our 3D models, then what is the slicing softwares, what does the slicing means, 3D printing technology ఏంటిది, మనం దానికి ఎలా డిజైన్స్ చేసుకోవాలి, ఆ ప్రింటర్ ఎలా యూజ్ చేయాలి, దాంతో పాటు కొన్ని స్లైసింగ్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్స్ వస్తాయి, ఆ స్లైసింగ్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఏంటిది, ఎలా యూజ్ చేయాలి, దాంతో పాటు ఇప్పుడు ఏదైనా మనకి ట్రబుల్స్ ఉన్నాయి అంటే మనకి కొన్నిసార్లు మనం 3D ATL ల్యాబ్ లో వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ సీన్ యూజువల్లీ ఇస్ filament gets stuck in the printer and it takes a lot of effort. We all put in a lot of effort to troubleshoot it, get the filament out, or our design sometimes does not come properly in shape. So what might be the different causes and how we can control them, all that we'll see in today's session. So बच्चों, आज के सेशन में 3D प्रिंटिंग के बारे में देखेंगे कि क्या है ये टेक्नोलॉजी, हम किस तरीके से हमारे डिजाइन्स बना सकते हैं और हम किस तरीके से हमारे जो ATL लैब में 3D प्रिंटर है उसे हम यूज कर सकते हैं, क्या स्लाइसिंग सॉफ्टवेयर्स किस तरीके के होते हैं, क्या होता है वो सारा कुछ हम इस सेशन में देखेंगे. So students, I have put few images on the screen. You all need to guess what are these all. Now it's going to be a quiz for everyone. You all need to look at this pictures, different different pictures on the screen, and you all need to answer them in the chat box. Aap dekho the first image that you see. What do you see it? What do you visualize it, or how do you understand the first image? There's an Eiffel Tower you can see. So what is it actually? మీరు ఇప్పుడు అంతా గెస్ చేయాలి. అన్ని పిక్చర్స్ డిఫరెంట్ పిక్చర్స్ ఏంటివి అనేది आप सबको गेस करना है कि पिक्चर्स किस चीज के है. You can use your chat box to answer, and if you're sitting in a classroom with your teacher, you can answer to your teacher as well. Yes, we'll discuss what is 3D printing, but before that, please you can use. Okay, I have an answer from Chand Pasha. He says it's a Paris. It's in Paris. Okay, now you need to look at the pictures very carefully and understand what is it. Look at the pictures carefully, students, and see. Okay, model of Eiffel Tower. Okay, yes, correct. But what type of model it is? Okay, maybe something related to internet connection. No. Yes, third one is heart. Okay, I will reveal. It is something which is eatable. The first picture we are talking about. So let's answer for the first one. I can see a lot of answers in the chat box for the rest of the pictures. So let's go ahead with the first one and understand. It is something, though it is a model of Eiffel Tower, but that is completely made up of okay, I can see Artificial, okay. Yes. So students, the first one, it's a correct answer by one of the student, and that is it's a model of a cake. Yes. The Eiffel Tower that you are seeing, it's a cake which we usually, you know, bake at our residence. The same thing in a different, it's a confectionery item that you get. So it's a cake. You all are right, students. Though it's a model of cake, though it's a model of Eiffel Tower, it is actually a cake. The entire Eiffel Tower that you're seeing is made up of cream. The frosty that you say, it's made up of a cream and it's a cake. Yes, it's a tower which is made up of cake, which you can cut and you can even eat it. So the second picture, I already started getting answers. It's an artificial hand. Yes, artificial limb. Third one is also correct, that it's a heart. Students, when you say heart, you need to look into it. It's made up of what material? Yes, artificial hand. Fourth one is a model of a car, correct. Fifth one is a real bridge. Yes, correct. Yeah, sixth one is also correct, students. It's a model of an earth that you are saying, or a globe you are saying, correct. Yes, the last one is again parts of a vehicle. Yes. Just a minute. Yes, heart looking. Yes, it's a toy. No, heart is not looking like a toy. It's a real heart. It's just like a human heart. So students, all this that you're seeing on my screen, they all are made up of 3D printers, which means 3D printers have made them. Now, whether you speak about cake, yes, a 3D printer has designed it. Yes. So students, a lot of answers I'm still getting. Yes, you all are correct, students. See, the first picture that we said that it's a cake, it's a model of a cake. The entire Eiffel Tower that you see here is made up of frosty or a cream that you say, and that is made by a 3D printer. So 3D printer has taken inputs from the design that I wanted this design. It has taken the materials that are required to print it, and it has prepared that Eiffel Tower. Similarly, the prosthetic limb that you see, the hand that you see, it's made up of plastic, and that is again made by a 3D printer. A human heart, yes, it's a silicon-based human heart. Again, this human heart is also prepared by 3D printer. Model of a car, yes, the model of a car is also a 3D printed car. The bridge that you are seeing, it's a real bridge. Yes, the 3D printer has designed this bridge. It's not human effort, it's a printer which has taken inputs, how the bridge it should look like, what is the design, how many steps it should have. All this is a design. Manamantha design ichesamo, a design ki batti a bridge kuda. అప్పుడు ఇన్పుట్ ఏం చేసింది, సిమెంట్ తీసుకుంది, కాంక్రీట్ ఏవేవైతే కావాలో అవన్నీ తీసుకొని 3D ప్రింటర్ ఈ బ్రిడ్జ్ ని తయారు చేసింది. అలానే గ్లోబ్ అన్నారు, బోట్ కి ఉన్న స్టీరింగ్ అన్నారు, అన్ని కరెక్ట్ స్టూడెంట్స్. ఆల్ యువర్ ఆన్సర్స్ ఆర్ కరెక్ట్. బట్ ద థింగ్ ఇస్, వీ కుడ్ నాట్ ఈవెన్ ఇమాజిన్ దట్ అ బ్రిడ్జ్ విల్ బి ప్రిపేర్డ్ బై ఎ ప్రింటర్, but that has turned it into reality anamata. So all this that you are seeing on my screen, sabhi kuch 3D printer ne hi banaya hai. Alag alag printers hote hain alag alag designs ke liye. उनका इनपुट अलग होता है कि वो कभी प्लास्टिक लेते हैं, कोई प्रिंटर सीमेंट कंक्रीट लेता है, कोई प्रिंटर्स हमारे खाने की चीजें सामान लेता है, कोई सिलिकॉन इनपुट लेता है. तो हर तरीके का इनपुट लेने का तरीका अलग है, इनपुट के मटेरियल्स अलग है. बट जो आप आउटपुट देख रहे हो मेरी स्क्रीन पे, वो सारा का सारा क्रेडिट जो बनाया है वो जाता है हमारे 3D प्रिंटर्स को. Now you may get a lot of questions, students, how a 3D printer has prepared this bridge, how a 3D printer can design a cake. But yes, there are 3D printers available in the market that can perform all of these tasks. Yes, this is the reality of 3D printers, how they have changed our surroundings, how they are bringing change in our environment, in our lives, is what is I wanted to show here. So మీరు చూసారు కదా, అనుకోకుండా కేక్ ఎప్పుడైనా మన ప్రింటర్ 3D ప్రింటర్స్ కేక్ ని డిజైన్ చేస్తారు అనుకున్నామా? అనుకోలేదు. కానీ ఇప్పుడు చూడండి కేక్ తయారు చేస్తుంది 3D ప్రింటరే, బ్రిడ్జ్ తయారు చేస్తుంది, మోడల్ హ్యూమన్ హార్ట్ ది, ప్రాస్థెటిక్ అంటే హ్యాండ్స్, లిమ్స్ మనకి ఏవైనా కావాలి అంటే అవి ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తున్నాయి. సో ఆల్ దిస్ ఇస్ పాసిబుల్ విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ 3D printer, students. Now the question comes, a lot of students have already asked what is a 3D printer, what is 3D printing, what technology do we use? So students, 3D printing is a process anamata wherein it will take some input. It will take an input in the form of a design, a 3D design it will take, and it will convert that design into physical object. Now, if you see whatever, whether it is an Eiffel Tower cake or it is a bridge, what input did we give it to, gave the printer ki manam ichindi enti, we just gave a file anamata. This file you take, print it as the file, as the design you have in this file. So that file is a soft copy anamata. Your design is in the soft copy. Printers will convert the soft copy into hard copy. Basically, if you define this 3D printing, it's a process of making 3D ante 3-dimensional objects from a digital file. Digital file ante design. Design can be in the form of a CAD, or it can be a CAM, it can be in multiple formats. So it's a digital, it's a soft copy, it's a software file, it's a software design that will be converted into hardware object, 3-dimensional hardcore object. That is what is a 3D printing technology is all about. Now, mana schools lo, whatever you have a 3D printer in your ATL lab, that is specific to school or educational purpose, and its applications or its purpose of using all are specific to educational purpose only. So the printer that you have in your school, you cannot put in some concrete, some cement to it, because that is not made for it. You can't even give other filaments because that is made only for one filament, that is PBL. You have PBA, you have ABS, so you can have polylactic acid. This is a filament that we use. It's a plastic wire that you use. Now you can see in my screen, a filament spool untundi me 3D printers lo. How this 3D printers actually work, I'm showing. There's a spool of filament, a plastic filament, PBA or ABS filaments you'll have. So the filament, you will give it to the printer. There are 2 motors anamata. Those 2 motors will be rotating so that our wire will be moving inside. Now inside there is a heating block, a heating element that will melt your plastic wire. So the wire, the spool of wire that you're giving, that will go inside the printer and that will get melted. Once it is melted, you can see once the plastic is melted, it will be in a raw shape. So now based on the design, here is our nozzle. Nozzle ante manak pen ki nib ela untundi, just like a nib of a pen. This also has a small nozzle. That nozzle will move in 3 directions, X, Y, Z. Whatever design you give, it will convert that into 3-directional image and it will print that object. So first manam ichindi input as a file, digital file, and then you give the filament. So it will take the filament, it will take the design, filament will be melted, and based on the design, your object will come out. So this is how a 3D printer works, students. Now, why are we, now the question comes, you understood what is 3D printing. I'll definitely show a video also for 3D printing in some time. Now the question comes, why are we using this 3D printing? Why do we need to learn 3D printing, or how is it helping us? One, it is accessible, it is sustainable, it is cost effective, it can create designs and customization freedom it gives us, it has a faster production. And these are the different advantages of using 3D printers, or the reasons I can say why are we using 3D printers. Accessible ante easy ga daniki manam access chesukochu, easy ga daniki manam access chesi use chesukochu. Andukanesi అది చాలా రాకెట్ సైన్స్ ఏం కాదు, అర్థం కాలేదు మనకు రాదు అన్నది ఈజీగా అవైలబుల్ ఉంది, మనం ఈజీగా నేర్చుకోవచ్చు. యూ కెన్ ఈజీలీ లెర్న్ అండ్ యూ కెన్ ఈవెన్ క్రియేట్ మోడల్స్, ఆర్ యూ కెన్ ప్రింట్ డిఫరెంట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్. సస్టైనబుల్, it's not easily breakable, it can last for years, students. I can say it can at least last for 15-20 years very easily if you are using it properly. So all the models that you are creating using 3D printers, they'll last for a long time. Cost effective. इसमें ज्यादा कॉस्ट नहीं लगता, पैसे इसमें ज्यादा आपके नहीं लगते, कम पैसों में आपका डिजाइन अच्छा सा बन सकता है, इसीलिए हम 3D प्रिंटर्स प्रेफर करते हैं. Customization freedom या creative designs. Why do we say customization? For example, imagine there are students, if you are going to a school, a physically handicapped child you have. I visited a school, there are multiple handicapped students who need some prosthetic limbs, either a hand or a leg they don't have, and they need some 3D printed leg. Now every person is different, their size, their the measurements, everything will differ. You can modify the designs, you can make it customizable depending on your application, depending on the person, and you can make them, you can design some prosthetics and you can give it to them. Andukanesi we call it customization. Ante meeku kavalsinattu however you want, you can modify that design. Fast production, it will not take years to print or months to print. In few hours, your design will be ready. That is the reason we call it as a fast production is one of the advantage anamata diniki. Now, students, you can see applications of 3D printing here. Now, this 3D printing is used in every field. Now, first one, design and architecture and construction. So all your designs will be prepared first. Munde emaindante, first I'm giving you an example here, students. If you talk about maybe 10-15 years ago or 20 years down the line, if you have to show some designs, people used to prepare it on a 3D model they used to prepare, or they used to draw it on a paper and they used to show to the customers, is this bridge fine, or is this house design fine, or is this architecture fine for you to go ahead. So we used to give them just a visualized image and they used to take it up, yes or no. But now what they are doing, otherwise they used to prepare the construct the entire bridge, and if it is not working out properly, if something is going wrong, they used to rework on it. But now ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే ఆ 3D printer తో చిన్నది small scale designs, construction models they are printing. If it's working fine, well and good. If no, they are definitely going ahead for the second model anamata. Similarly, in industries, if you see earlier, they used to prepare low cost vehicles, if it's a car model, ante low cost car model tayar chesi chusevaru, work avutunda leda, idi design baunda leda. But due to 3D printers, what they're doing now, they're printing small scale designs. If there is any change, they'll make the changes in the design and they'll prepare it again. So cost effective annan kabatti, you can correlate here. Enta cost taggutundi, how cost is getting reduced. Mottam car tayar chesi lakhs and crores of rupees petti car tayar cheyadam, malli dantlo edanna mistakes unnayi leda edanna proper work cheyatledu ante again they used to make changes. But now that has come down to just thousands, I can say, wherein they're printing it. If it's not fine, they'll rework and then they redesign anamata. Healthcare and medical, I'll show you a video of healthcare and medical and then we'll go ahead, students. Just give me a minute. So students, you have watched a video here. In the video, it is clearly shown how they have printed using a 3D printer. They have printed a human heart, and it is working exactly the way human heart works. And this is made of silicon material. That is the reason it is able to work only for approximately 30 to 45 minutes, and it's not working for a long run. Maybe for years it is not working as of now, but the research is still on. అంటే ఈ ప్రింట్ చేసిన హ్యూమన్ హార్ట్ 30 to 45 minutes వరకే ఇది పనిచేస్తుంది. దాని తర్వాత కావాలి అంటే అది బ్రేక్ అయిపోతుంది, సిలికాన్ మటీరియల్ బ్రేక్ అవ్వడం స్టార్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. అందుకనేసి రీసెర్చ్ ఇంకా స్టార్ట్ ఉంది దీనిపైన. వాళ్ళు ఇంకా రీసెర్చ్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఒకవేళ ఇది వచ్చింది అంటే యూ కెన్ థింక్ అబౌట్ how many people have heart failures. So for them, how it can become aid, I can say a simple solution enta baga avutundo. So ee human hearts kuda 3D printed human hearts market lo vachesai. Now how they are using it, ఎందుకంటే 30 to 40 minutes ఇది పని చేస్తుంది, 45 minutes తర్వాత ఇది పని చేయట్లేదు అంటే, now what they're doing, they're using this simple artificial human hearts during the transplant. అంటే ఎవరికన్నా హార్ట్ ట్రాన్స్ప్లాంట్ సర్జరీ జరుగుతుంది అంటే before they transplant a human heart, they can in between, if there is some time that they need, they're using this human hearts which are prepared of 3D printers. So now you can think how 3D printers have changed our healthcare system. In every field, I can say, in every field, this 3D printers have started showing their results, and they have already stepped in every field. Now, similarly, students, here it was a simple step where it was showing how a 3D printer is actually printing it. If you have seen it, and just I'm showing once again, students, see. As I said, 3D printer ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఒక 3D డిజైన్ ని తీసుకుంటుంది. अभी मैंने बोला था कि 3D डिजाइन्स लेकर प्रिंट करता है प्रिंटर. तो दिस इज अ 3D डिजाइन, इट्स अ सॉफ्ट कॉपी फाइल. ఒక డిజైన్ తయారు చేసుకున్నారు. దిస్ డిజైన్ దే విల్ గివ్ ఇట్ టు ద ప్రింటర్. వాట్ డస్ ద ప్రింటర్ డూ? ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ ద డిజైన్, it will take the filament, and it will start working. Now, if you can see this, just the movement, it is moving in 3 directions, X, Y, Z. So it will go up and down, it will move left, right, in 3 directions it will go, and it will print your design. So this is how your 3D printers will work, and they have made revolutionary changes, I can say, in every field. Similarly, you can see application of 3D printing in electronics and robotics. Even in your ATL lab, students, if you're designing any 3D printed, if you're designing any electronics or robotics projects, and if you don't have any hand or the robotic hand or the robotic materials, you can easily design them, print them, and you can apply or you can use the same in your projects. Similarly, you can see in mechanics, the mechanical designs have come in your entertainment industry, in your education. In education, students, 3D printing, 3D printed objects are used as teaching aids. And if you want to see a model of a skeleton, you can design it, you can print it in your lab, in your 3D printer in your lab, and you can give it to your science teacher so that she uses it as a teaching aid, so that every other child who wants to learn more about the skeleton, they can see the model of skeleton in their lab. Similarly, it can have maths, it can have science objects, it can have science diagrams. A lot of it can be done in 3D printers. Aeronautics and defense, they have been used, they've been, I can say they have started using it in every field. As I said, electronics and defense is one among them. In your retail industry also, 3D printers have started showing their results. आपको समझ में आया होगा स्टूडेंट्स, हर फील्ड में किस तरीके से 3D प्रिंटर्स ने अपना वर्क बता दिया है, उसका रिजल्ट्स बता दिया है, हर जगह वो यूज हो रहे हैं. Now, what is the working process of it? So first will be a software file, CAD file, that will convert it into an STL file. Now this STL file is something which your 3D printer understands. So what we'll do, if you are design, even if you have started designing in your Paint, MS Paint students. It's a 2D or a 3D object that you have designed. You have to convert it into an STL file, and then you give it to the you will convert it to Intercam and tool path you will have. So this is just this means you are converting it to an STL and you are giving the command to your 3D printer. Now, along with the 3D printer, from one end you are giving a software file, from the other end you will give the material. 3D material, the wire or the filaments that you have, or the cement, concrete, whichever material is required, you will give it from the other end. So you can see from the top material is going, from left the file of software file is going. What printer will do, it will take time to print, and the copy that you will get is a completed printed part. Now what you have to do, you have to control, and you have to check the quality control and inspection you have to do whether the model has come out correctly or not. So these are the steps that are involved, students. For you to easily understand, assume printer is there. ఒక దగ్గర నుంచి మీరు మటీరియల్ ఇస్తున్నారు, ఏ మటీరియల్ అది తీసుకోవాలో, రెండో తరపు నుంచి మీరు సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఫైల్ ఇస్తున్నారు. రెండు ఇన్పుట్స్ తీసుకొని అది కొంచెం టైం తీసుకుంటుంది ప్రింట్ అవ్వడానికి. ప్రింట్ అయ్యి आपके पास एक अच्छा खासा आउटपुट आ जाएगा. Now the question comes, how to design this 3D models, how we can do 3D models, how we can design these 3D models. The point here is, now you need to use softwares. You have online softwares, you have offline softwares. Offline softwares, offline ante internet avasaram undadu, online ante internet avasaram untundi. For offline softwares you don't need internet connectivity. For online you will definitely need internet connectivity. Along with that, in your offline, all the projects that you have done will be stored in your computer, whereas in your online, all the projects, all the designs that you have made will be stored on a cloud server. So I will be using again Tinkercad software here, students. Since 2 days we are working on Tinkercad. So even today we'll use Tinkercad, but today we'll focus on 3D modeling, not on circuit designing. I hope you all remember 3D Tinkercad login URL. So just give me a minute. I'll go to Tinkercad platform now. Okay, so here I am in my browser. I'm using Google Chrome browser. Here I'll type Tinkercad. That's it. Just I'm typing Tinkercad. Once you type Tinkercad, you'll get this first website. First, the suggestion that you have will be tinkercad.com. You can click on it, or you can directly see here. There are menu options. Click on 3D design. I'll come to this page. You will be redirected to this page. Now, because I am logged in, my account is logged in here. As you remember, if you remember, we have designed this, and we have logged into Tinkercad software 2 days ago. So similarly, today also my account is logged in, and I can see this page. I'll just log out from my account, and I'll show you how it looks like. If your account is not logged in, if you don't have an account, then this page will be visible to you all, students. This is a page you can see once you go to tinkercad.com for designing. You can join now. If you don't have an account, join now from your email ID. You can create your personal account. You can join a class, but for class, you need your teacher to be there. So create your own personal account. Because I have an account already, I'm going to sign in. I'm signing in with my email account, Gmail account, you can say. So I am getting this page. Now my account is signed in, and you can see here, there are different 3D designs that I have already created over the past time. So this all are the designs that I have created earlier. So all my designs are saved here. This is the advantage of using online software, students. You will have all your designs saved in at one place, and whenever you need, you can just log in and you can start using. Now this is the interface. Again, whenever you click on this Tinkercad icon, it will take you to the home page and create new designs number, icon. You have the button where you can go to a new design. And till yesterday, we were using circuits as in 3D Tinkercad circuits for designing circuits. Today, we'll click on creating a new design. So it's a 3D design software, students. Students, this is the software that we have again. Now here you can see a similar interface you will find. At the top, it's again a title bar. You can, as I said in the Tinkercad circuits, మీరు ఏ పేరు ఇవ్వలేదు అంటే by default గా it will take one name. Here it has taken Smashing Happy Duck. I'll remove this and I'll write Bootcamp L2L. So as a part of Lead to Learn program Bootcamp, I'm writing the name so that it is easy for all of us to check every time. And then here are the menu options that you have, different menu options. This is a button where you can change the view of your work plane. The center part is called work plane. So if you want, however you want, either you move to top, bottom, left, right, all the directions it will move. And if you click on this home button, it will come back to the original position. This blue color center, what you're seeing, it's a work plane where you'll create your designs. As I said, it's a 3D modeling software. You can see my cursor, it's moving all in 3 directions. Now, again, you have zoom in, zoom out options here, and you can, switch to flat view. This is specifically for viewing purpose, how you want to see, from which angle you want to see your object. For that, you will go to this particular option. And again, here you have all the shapes available, which will help you in designing your models. In Tinkercad circuit, we had components panel. Here we have shapes panel. You can take up any shape and you can go ahead. And if you remember, there also we had notes section. Here also we have notes section. Now I'll simply take few steps here to create a simple keychain of your name. And it is just going to take 1 or 2 minutes for us. I'm dragging a box and I'm putting it here. Now, if you can see, I'm zooming in. If you can see, there are different rectangular boxes or anchor points that you have. Dragging this anchor points will change your shape, or it will change your dimensions. All these anchor points, వీటికి anchor points and పేరు చెప్తాం స్టూడెంట్స్. ఈ రెక్టాంగిల్ చిన్న చిన్న స్క్వేర్ బాక్సెస్ చూస్తున్నారా, ఈ రెక్టాంగిల్ పైన ప్రతి దగ్గర ఉంది. ఎక్కడ చేంజ్ చేయాలి అంటే you can drag this, you will change this complete dimensions, shape, everything will get changed. If no, you can click on this numbers and you can edit the numbers also. If you want to directly give the number, and just number ivali, I don't want to drag specific number. If you have to give, click on it, it will take the number. If you have to rotate, you can see, you can rotate it this way. Here is an arrow, students. If you can see, there's a double-sided arrow. Using this arrow, you can rotate it in whichever direction you want. I'm controlling it entirely with my mouse. సో మనకి ల్యాప్టాప్ కి, మొబైల్ ఫోన్ కి ఏదైతే మౌస్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుందో అది పట్టుకొని చేంజ్ చేస్తున్నాను స్టూడెంట్స్. ఇక్కడ 2 arrows ఉంటాయి, డబుల్ సైడెడ్ arrows. Based on that arrows, you will change its direction. Now what I'll do, I'll make it this one. See, this is fine for me. My keychain, I want it to be this way. I want this shape for my keychain. Now I want to write something on it. Then what you do, you just, you can open this panel, go down, or you can change the shapes from here, and you can see which all shapes or which are the different items you need. Here I have text option. I'm dragging text option. Now when I drag this text option, you can see every time I'm taking a new object from here, you can see a panel is opening here. So instead of text, you can edit. I'm writing L2L, leap to learn program. So I'm writing L2L space program. This is what I have written. You can change the language, the font size, style, height, all the specifications, you can change from here. You can increase or decrease it. If you do undo and redo, buttons are again at the top. Undo is going back, redo is coming forward. So I'm selecting this. Once you click on it again, you can move, you can modify its dimensions. I'm just decreasing its size so that it properly fits on this rectangle that I have taken. I didn't do anything, students, extraordinary. I just took a text box. I've written leap to learn program name and have placed it on the box. Now see how is it looking? See from bottom, if you see, it's visible. From side, if you see, I can see that this is coming here till here. I want to reduce it. You can pull it down. This size is fine for me. You can even see from different angles. This is from the side. You can see. If it's fine for you, you can also go ahead. Or if you want to make changes, see from top, it is looking like this. So what I want, I have to make a hole in it. No, so I'm just moving it. And I'll place it here. You can even use your arrow key, students, to see how is it looking. You can move your objects using arrow keys. Now this is perfectly fine for me. The only point that I'm feeling is here it should be a hole. There should be a hole to it. Now what I'll do, I'll drag a hole from here. The cylinder I'll take and I'll put it here. Now the cylinder, I'll change its dimensions again. I'll make it a small, this box. Now see. You can see how it should look, students. See, students, it is there from both the sides. So the hole is drilled from both the sides. Now here, every time I take an object, you can see one solid, one hole. Hole means it will create a hole in the object. If it's a solid, it will be there similarly. The rectangle box, as you see, similar to it, that hole, that solid object will be there. Solid ante alane undipotundi, hole ante oka hole la tayaraipotundi. Now I want a hole in it. Now what I'll do, I'll select all these three. Now these are three different components anamata. Okati manaki rectangle, okati cylinder, okati nadi text box. Ivi mood separate ga unnai. What I'll do, I'll click on here, which is a group option. Select a group. Until now they all have been grouped, and whenever I move, it will be one object. Now it is not three, it is one. I have kept everything in everything. I have grouped it so that it becomes one portion. It's just one part. So this is one part. Now, if I don't group it, see, I'm not grouping it. Now see, everything will move separately. These are three different parts. Now, when I group them, I'm selecting all of these three and I'm grouping it. Now it is one part. If it is not grouped, it will be different parts of it. If you group, it will become one portion. Now see, similar to this, you can design your own keychains. You can have a lot of stuff in your ATL lab. You can design few and you can present it to your teachers, in charges, principal, so that just a gesture of learning something from them. You can design and you can print it in your school ATL labs. This is for simple learning purpose. I've shown students that you can design a lot of other objects. I'm pausing here for a minute, students. I'm waiting here. If you have any questions till here, please ask. There's a good question. Can we design a pencil stand? Yes, you can design a pencil stand. You can customize it the way you want. Not just a pencil stand. You can design, I have shown, you can design prosthetic limbs, you can design Eiffel Tower, you can design anything that you want. Okay, so going ahead, students. Here we were. So this is the keychain that is designed. This is well and good. I'm keeping it aside. Now let's see for other parts of this design, how you can go ahead and how you can get it printed. Let's see that. This is fine for me. I'm putting it. I'm coming on to home view. This is how it is looking like. Now students, there are multiple blocks that you have. Now, if you want to design a house, just simple for learning purpose, I'm saying. Again, I've taken this box rectangle. I'm placing it this way. I'll convert it into a square, similar to a square. And then see, I have a roof here. I can bring a roof here. See this arrow mark, if you can see, this will help you in moving the objects up and down. I placed it on the top of this, but still see from another view, how is it looking? It didn't get placed properly. Now, if you see, it has gone completely inside. I'm moving it up. You can place it, you can adjust it, students, the way you want. See, I've put it properly, but still there are, from different sides it is coming out. See, here is a simple this thing. You can adjust and you can place the way you want, students. It's completely up to us how we want this. See, from here, this is done. You can create a small hole for the door or the entrance part the way you want. You just take a whole small hole. I'm just selecting all of this and I'm clicking on group. Now see, students, here it has completely, this is one portion now. See, the other point that you have to notice here, these are in 3 different colors now. If I can say, my roof is in green color, my box is in red color. But when I group, if they get grouped completely, successfully, if you are able to group, their color will change into one color. If they don't get grouped properly, then the colors will remain completely different, students. Now again, let me show you grouping. Select all of them, click on group. It will be done. And now you can see entrance is there to your house, roof is there, and the entire body structure is there. You can design the way you want, student. These are simple designs I'm showing. I'm not going to any complex ones. See, the first design was a keychain, it's ready. The second design was a model of a house or a hut, it's ready. And now go ahead with the third design if you want. You can take anything and you can design. And don't think that if I have taken a cylinder, it will remain cylinder. You can change it and you can make any shape that you want. So I can convert it into a circle. The way you want, you can change, students. See, though I'm selecting one object and I'm making, different shapes out of it. It's completely up to us how or what shape you want to look for. So these are the different basic shapes that you have. You can use all of them and click here at the top to go ahead for the different designs. Here is a design starter. which will give you more shapes, more objects which you can use if you want to design. Simple alphabets, you can design alphabets as well. It's completely up to us. If you want to go ahead for some other designs, you please check geometrical figures you can design. You can have your alphabets or text written. There are different options, students, you can start designing. It just takes one step for us to start learning. And once you start, you will definitely design a lot of different shapes. I can guarantee that. You just have to start learning once. And students, if you do not have access to your laptops, computers, please don't think about it. You can design all of this from your mobile phone as well. The reason that I have taken circuits and designing, 3D designing on one software, Tinkercad, the only reason is students can design your models, create your and simulate your circuits on this software, even from your mobile phone. All this, see, even if you need some hardware, as I said, you're doing some program or you're preparing some project and you saw that there is a gear which is missing. You can simply print your gear from here. The size, shape you can modify and you can print it from your 3D printer and you can use it in your, again, projects. All these are the different designs that you can print. Yes, screws, nuts, bolts, whatever you want, you can design, students. I said no, from prosthetic limbs to even bridges you can create. Everything comes under this portion. Now let me show you another option, students. Let's go to basic shapes, and here is a scribble option. Once you click on scribble option, remember scribble is the name of the shape. Once you click on this, you can write whatever you want. You can design using your mouse and you can print it. There's an undo, redo option, erase, pen, everything. Now see, if I want to design a simple tree, I'm fine with this. I'll click on done. Here are the different options, students. Again, you can draw any shape that you want, a specific shape or something like that. You can even, design or cut something. So these are different portions of it. So I am fine with this one tree. I'll click on done. Now here you see my tree. Now this tree, I'll change its size and all. I'll rotate it. Now see, students, I'm putting it near this thing. I already had a house, right? So I'm just putting it. I'm putting this tree here. It's completely up to us how you want to put, which side, which shape you want to put. It's all depends on us. I'm just putting it here. So you can again group them together. If you group them, this will become one object and it will print this house with tree. You can even see from here. Different sites you need to check and you can go ahead with that, students. So this software is simple, very easy to use, and you can go ahead and start using this. So there was a question in the chat box. Are there any offline softwares? Yes, madam, there are a lot of offline softwares as well. Happy 3D is the first software that I would definitely recommend. Happy 3D is the name of the software, which is a basic and beginner's guide for designing. If you want to go for different high-level offline softwares, then you have Google SketchUp, you have CAD softwares, a lot of different softwares you have. But for the students to start, I would suggest Happy 3D. That is very easy software which you can start. Okay, there's another very good question. Now grouping is done and I don't want this red color. So for design, during design, you can change the shape or color of this object. See if I want any other green color or yellow color or any color, I can change here in the design. But at the end, when you're printing this, when you give this design to a printer, what shape printer will give, what color it will give, that will depend. Actually, the color of the design depends on the color of the filament, which means, just a minute, students. See, in this picture, I have shown green color filament, green color plastic is going inside. So the design will come out only in green color. If you are putting green color filament, your object, your output will be in green color. If you're giving red color filament, red color printer, red color object will come, irrespective of the color that you are giving it to the design. Now in design में कोई भी कलर आप दे दो चलेगा, बट फाइनली जो कलर आपको मिलने वाला है ऑब्जेक्ट वो डिपेंड करता है फिलामेंट के ऊपर, इसके ऊपर नहीं. ये हम हमारी अंडरस्टैंडिंग पर्पस यूज कर सकते हैं, बट एट द एंड जो कलर का फिलामेंट जाएगा उसी कलर का प्रिंटर बाहर आउटपुट आएगा. So students, this is all about 3D designing, how you can design. So there's another question in the chat box which says, ma'am, please repeat model explaining. See, for models, you can go to different shapes here. Click on any shape, anything that you want. If you want just a small ring to be printed, click on the ring. Take your ring however you want. If you want to change its size, shape, you can do it. And now go ahead. If you want to print it single-handedly, take it single. If you want to print it with some other object, with something else, and if you want to print it with this, for example, initially we have designed an L2L keychain. Now what I did, I placed a ring beside a ring. I'm combining ring with it. Now it's still getting grouped in. Now it is one part of it. You can go ahead and print this single-handedly one. If you want separately, you print it separately. That is completely up to us. So I'll just change this. So here now your keychain hole is also there and you can change it. This completely depends. See, now I didn't think that I can put a ring beside it, but it is just an experimentation, I can say, or based on the question that I got, I used a ring and it's looking better. Okay, so this is completely, again, depends on how we want. Instead of it, if you want some, instead of the circle, the hole that we've given to the keychain, if you want that shape to be in a gear shape, put a gear and make it a hole and convert it instead of a hole. So how do you want is completely depending on us. So there's another question, students, taking up questions from the students. So if you also have any questions, please paste them in the chat box. Half of the design completed. Can I change the other color to complete it? Okay, yes, madam, I understood your question. Madam, your half design taravata malli inka half design ki vere color ivvalante, that is completely possible. Mana schools lo unna printers, they are small scale printers. That is the reason, it will be little difficult for you to go ahead and do that, but మీరు చేయొచ్చు. That is complete. Adi koncha experience meeku kavali, adi ela change cheyali, you can change that color. See, basically, madam, here one of the questions from school madam is, can we change or can we have a combinational color for our output design? Yes, that is possible. Now the printing technology, 3D printing technology has a multiple options. ఇప్పుడు మార్కెట్ లో ఉన్న ప్రింటర్స్ మేడం దాంట్లోనే 2 ఫిలమెంట్లు 3 ఫిలమెంట్ల ఆప్షన్లు ఉన్నాయి. వేరే వేరే కలర్స్ మీరు ఇచ్చారంటే ఎక్కడికి ఎప్పుడు ఏ కలర్ ప్రింట్ చేయాలి, సెకండ్ కలర్ ఎప్పుడు తీసుకోవాలి అన్న ఆప్షన్ దే విల్ డూ ఇట్ ఆన్ దేర్ ఓన్. You don't need to do anything for that. You can have multiple color printing, but because we have educational purpose limited printers, you need to pause the print, give another filament, and then you can continue printing it. That's totally possible, madam. Students, if you have any more questions, please put them in the chat box so that I'll answer all of your questions. Okay, there's another question. Can we group the objects but in different colors? See, yes, different color objects ni meer group cheyochu. Once you group them, their color will be one only. See, when you club 2-3 things, color will come only one. No, it's just like you have multiple colors. When you combine them, you get only one color out of it. Similarly, different color objects you combine to get one color out of it. Oh, I'm sorry, I was on mute, students. So I was telling, once your design is ready, you have your design ready in hand. The next step immediately is to convert this design into a other STL file, which will be understood by our 3D printers. Now, this 3D printing technology is also called as additive manufacturing, which means it will keep adding layers. When it is printing, it will not print everything in one go. It will print in multiple levels so that the project gets completed. See here, if you can see, it is printing one by one layer. It is putting one layer, adding the second, third, fourth, like that layers it will form to complete the picture. And that picture will look like this. So the first image is my picture, but the printer will go from the third picture till first picture. Design I want from 1 to 3. So what we'll do, we'll convert our hardcore design into different layers. For that layers, we'll use slicing software. Now I can assume, see, we have 50 plus schools in our sessions now. So all the schools will have different brands, different company printers. So every printer will have one slicing software. And if you want a common one, you can go ahead with Cura. Cura. Cura is a software which you can use to convert your design into slicing. What I was trying to tell since then, teachers and students, మనకి కావాల్సింది ఒక సాలిడ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్. కానీ మన ప్రింటర్ ఎలా పనిచేస్తుందంటే ఒక లేయర్ డిజైన్ చేస్తుంది, సెకండ్ లేయర్, థర్డ్ లేయర్, ఫోర్త్ లేయర్, అలా లేయర్స్ డిజైన్ చేసి అది మొత్తం ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కి కంప్లీట్ చేస్తుంది. A layers design kavali ante we have to convert it into layers. For those layers, we will use some slicing softwares which will help us in converting the image. So every printer will have one a slicing software that comes along with it. And if you do not have any slicing softwares, then please go ahead with Cura software. అప్పుడు Cura ఏం చేస్తుంది, మనకు ఉన్న ఫైల్ కి .g ఫైల్ లో కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తుంది. .g అంటే .g ఎక్స్టెన్షన్ అన్నమాట. అంటే పీపీటీకి పీపీటీ ఎలా రాస్తామో, పీపీటీఎక్స్ రాస్తామో అలానే ఇది .g ఫైల్ లో కన్వర్ట్ అవుతుంది. Then you can give this .g file to your printer. Your printers will accept only .g file. Once you convert that .g file, your printer will do its job. We can just wait for the design to get completed and you can use the model, students. So moving ahead, here are the few troubleshooting areas, or I can say key troubleshooting areas in 3D printing. What type of problems you can come across while printing? See, first thing, your layers fail to attach. You can have stringing. Your nozzle is too close to the bed, or your printer is working but nothing is getting printed. You have incomplete messy infill, or you lastly have warping. That is, it will not be proper and it will move from one end. ఇవన్నీ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ మీరు 3D ప్రింటర్స్ యూజ్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఫేస్ చేస్తారు. ప్రతి ఒక్క దానికి ఒక డిఫరెంట్ సొల్యూషన్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ స్టెప్స్ యూజ్ చేశారు అంటే ఇలాంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ మీకు రావు. లేయర్ ఫెయిల్స్ టు అటాచ్. మనకి 3D printer, you have seen a layer will be there, no, the bed will be there on a printer where your design will get printed. That bed, if it's not heated, or if it's not, either if it should be heated properly, or you have to use some fevistick or fevicol you have to paste so that your first layer sticks, then all the layers will be sticking properly. If your first layer fails to attach to the bed, then entire design will be improper, and ila first picture lo chusetattu is tarike ka design aapko aa sakta hai. स्ट्रिंगिंग, एक स्ट्रिंग्स होते हैं, जैसे मैंने 3D एक चेयर टाइप डिजाइन किया था, बट यू कैन सी डिफरेंट स्ट्रिंग्स, ये दोनों लेग्स के बीच में प्रिंटर दिख रहा है. दिस इज कॉल्ड स्ट्रिंगिंग. आपका फिलामेंट ओवरफ्लो हो रहा है या ज्यादा हीटेड अप है आपका प्रिंटर, देन यू कम अक्रॉस दिस प्रॉब्लम. And there should be at least a paper gap between your nozzle and your bed, where the printer is getting printed, where your designs are getting printed, and the nozzle. Between them, at least 1 mm space should be there. If that space is not there, if the nozzle is too close, again you will face problems in printing. And at times you can also see that your printer is moving in 3 directions and it is printing, but the filament is not coming out. It's not getting, the print is not coming, because the reason there it is, your filament got stuck, filament is not going in, but still the printer is working. Then you need to check for the printing. You need to see what type of print it is, how we can go about it, and then you can print that. Then you, at times you get incomplete and messy infill. This is purely based on the settings of the slicing software that you have. If you have 20-30% of infill properly, if you have given, this problem will not be there. And the last one, warping is also a problem, wherein your design will come up from 1 or 2 angles. At the center, you'll see properly, but it will come out from other ends. That is also due to the bed not, if the bed is not properly settled or configured, then this type of problem will definitely come. So students, here are the few problem statements that you can come across while printing. So you need to be mindful of these things, how to go about this printing. Students, if you have any questions still here, please post them in the chat box. I'll answer all of them. And already I got a question, how can we maintain 1 mm distance? Sir, you can check with the paper also, and based on your machine brand or the type of 3D printer that you're using, they'll have different mechanism for it. Now adjusting the bed, at times it will be automatically done. Once you start, the printer itself, goes into movement. It will check for the dimensions and it will maintain the distance. If it's manually you are doing, then you have to take a paper and you have to check whether the paper is easily sliding or not between the nozzle and the bed. But majority of the printers that are in the market will definitely come with the the buttons on the printer. The configuration, you can do it with the settings of the printer, sir. Students, I hope you have understood 3D printing concept, the technology, how is it changing our lives, or how we can learn and how we can use this 3D printers. So you can have different types of designs. You can design them, you can print them. All this can be a part of your learnings. It's not just specific to educational purpose students. Now there are professions where the 3D designers or the modeling has taken place, wherein they design prosthetic limbs, and I can say it's a complete career path which will lead to a designer, a 3D modeling designer. So అది సింపుల్ గా మీరు అనుకున్నట్టు జస్ట్ ఈ 3D డిజైనింగ్ అని కాదు, ఇది ఒక కంప్లీట్ ప్రొఫెషన్ అన్నమాట. లైక్ టీచింగ్ ఇస్ అ ప్రొఫెషన్, డాక్టర్ ఇస్ అ ప్రొఫెషన్. సిమిలర్లీ ఈ 3D మోడలింగ్ కూడా ఒక ప్రొఫెషన్ స్టూడెంట్స్. You can learn about it completely. So if you want to learn more, definitely you can go ahead and you can explore a Tinkercad website. There a lot of tutorials are also there which will help you in learning more. Students, here I'm waiting for another minute. If you have any more questions, please paste them in the chat box. I'll take up the questions from here. Okay, there's a question from Kendra Vidyalaya, Khargonis. Students or the teacher is asking, how can we use Tinkercad in mobile phone? Sir, it is simple as the way I have been using it. I'll just show you again. You will go to your browser, whichever browser students are using, irrespective of the mobile phone. If they have Chrome or if they have Safari, if they have UC browser, anything, they just have to type Tinkercad in their browser. Tinkercad.com is what they have to type, or Tinkercad if they type, they'll come to this page. Once they come to this page, there are 9 dots or a menu option button at the top of the screen, right top corner of the screen. Now if I'm clicking, I have 3 dots and I can see different settings here. Now similarly, they will have your options, 9 options will be there, sir. So they have to click on this 9 options, and then there will be a icon called the turn desktop mode. Desktop mode, turning it on and off. They have to turn on the desktop mode. That will show them the same picture, the way you're seeing my screen now, same screen will be visible to them. If they use desktop mode, if they keep the desktop mode on, they'll see how a desktop will look like, how on a laptop it will look. Same thing will be visible to them in the mobile phone also. Also students, I missed to inform you all. See, if you want to share your 3D designs, you can share it with us, with your teachers, and if you stuck anywhere, the collaboration point is also available on our Tinkercad. So Tinkercad designs మీరు ఏవైతే చేస్తున్నారో, whatever designs आप बना रहे हैं, ये सारे आप अपने teachers के साथ, अपने friends के साथ share कर सकते हैं, जो कि आपको help करेंगे मॉडिफाई करने में, डिजाइन से आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम हो रही है उसको सॉल्व करने के लिए. ये सारे कोलैबोरेशन फैक्टर यहाँ पे आपको अवेलेबल है. Okay, students, going ahead, let's take today's assignment. Let's look at the assignment. As I'm repeating every day about ATL Marathon 2021, it's in competition by Atal Innovation Mission Niti Aayog. So Niti Aayog, every year they launch a flagship, their flagship challenge, innovation challenge, that is marathon. Since 2017, every year marathon has been launched. Is Sal, year, మనకి 75th year of independence ని సెలబ్రేట్ చేస్తూ 4 స్ట్రాటజిక్ ఏరియాస్ మనకి ఇచ్చారు, 4 థీమ్స్ మనకి ఇచ్చారు. హెల్త్ కేర్ అండ్ న్యూట్రిషన్, ఎడ్యుకేషన్, energy and transportation, social inclusion. So we have to find out problems based on these themes and try to solve them. So you have their website. Just type ATL Marathon in Google. It will take you to mygov.in, innovate.mygov.in. There you can submit your entries. So day one project was day one assignment was on education. Day 2 assignment is on energy and transportation. Day 3 today we are looking at health and nutrition. So you can check the problem statements given by them, and if you have any more problem statements apart from this also, you can submit your projects. So any projects that will help in bringing some change or solving some problems in health and nutrition, you will be able to submit your projects under this theme. Okay, students, so here I'm pausing again for another 1 or 2 minutes to take up your questions before concluding the sessions or the boot camp for the day. And I can see questions in the chat box. I submitted ATL projects, but the ID was not given. You didn't get the ID you meant. So, ma'am, our representatives from Learning Links Foundation will reach out to you and they'll help you in submitting the entries. మీరు ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఐడియాస్ రెడీ పెట్టుకుంటే మా ఒక రిసోర్స్ పర్సన్స్ ఎవరైతే మీకు ఈ బూట్ క్యాంప్ కోసం కోఆర్డినేట్ చేస్తున్నారో వాళ్ళే మీకు సబ్మిషన్స్ కోసం సపోర్ట్ చేస్తారు. Students, request you all to please focus on your assignments. We'll have all your assignments checked on the last day of the event. Last day of the boot camp, we'll see different projects that are coming up. What are the different ideas students have come up with? That entire discussion we'll have on the last day of the boot camp. So today's assignment is to explore healthcare and nutrition under this theme. Explore different problem statements. What are the different problems that you're coming up with? And you need to also find simple yet effective solutions for them. So students, that's all we have for today. We'll connect with you all again tomorrow. We'll connect with you all tomorrow again with some other interesting lessons, and hopefully we'll start learning Arduino programming, mobile app development tomorrow. We'll see how you can develop your own mobile applications and how can you learn programming, Arduino programming. So we'll focus majorly on this. Along with that, we'll also focus on machine learning, how this machine learning is happening, how is it going. So we'll learn about that tomorrow in tomorrow's session. So that's all for today we have, and my resource persons will definitely connect with the ATL in charges to understand the issues that they are facing in terms of submitting the projects, ATL Marathon applications. For that, the resource persons from Learning Links Foundation will be reaching out to you all. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your time and being with us. So that's all for the day. Have a good day, everyone. We shall connect with you tomorrow again. Thank you, everyone.